Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu ki Jai. Ananta Koti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. His Grace Amarendra Prabhu ki Jai. His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu ki Jai. Using a different microphone? Yes. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. For every Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Skapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhambitamscha Namo Krishna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikakanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Namo Vishnupadaya
Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
humble obeisances to all the devotees. Again, very happy to see the devotees on the second day to discuss the glories of Krishna's beautiful form, divine form. And it was my great pleasure to interact with several devotees in this one day of my stay in Atlanta. So when I travel to different places, more than giving classes, I relish interacting with devotees, observing their wonderful Vaishnava qualities and learning from their experiences, their realizations. And in many places I found so many gem-like Vaishnavas who are not very much well known to the world, but in those little communities, places, they are contributing so much. In the background they are doing so much service. Jagannath Krishna Prabhu, Damodar Leela Prabhu, I had seen him, this wonderful family today. So it's always a learning experience, and to increase our humility, to be able to chant the holy names of Krishna, we should see the examples of humble devotees. When we see that humility in various devotees, how they are doing so much seva, but always remaining in the background, we can learn and we can become humble, and whatever little false pride is there within us, it will be crushed when we see a good example of a humble devotee. So I am able to meet so many humble souls like that. It's my fortune. So we'll continue with our discussion. Yesterday we discussed about the glories of the holy name of Krishna, and we see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveling in the South India Yatra, constantly relishing Krishna Katha, Krishna Nam, distributing Krishna Nam. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu interacted with different devotees in different ways. When he was meeting Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, he was giving instructions on devotional service, the science of Bhakti Yoga. He was instructing them how to erect temples, how to write books, and many other such service-oriented instructions, apart from giving bhakti teachings. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meets devotees like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, scholars like Prakashananda Saraswati, Lord Chaitanya describes philosophy. He wouldn't give them services, do this, do that, erect this temple, write these books, excavate those holy places. He wouldn't say that. He would discuss philosophy with them. And when he meets devotees like Ramananda Rai and Swarupa Damodar Goswami, he has very intimate discussions on Radha Krishna Tattva and Radha Krishna Leela. And he wouldn't mind sometimes chastising Damodar Pandit and Jagadananda Pandit and receiving chastisement from them also. With them Mahaprabhu had a different kind of relationship. With all general public, Mahaprabhu wouldn't discuss Radha Krishna Tattva. He wouldn't discuss philosophy. He wouldn't give them services or projects. He would chant the holy names of Krishna. He would personally relish the holy name and he would distribute holy name. And that's one of the reasons for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's descent. He would chant Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare.
Krishna, 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 Rakshama.
Krishna, 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 Rakshama.
Krishna, 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 Pahima.
Krishna, 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 Parima.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pari Mam.
When I hear that shloka, Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanati Tundavali Labdhaye, how a devotee desires millions of tongues to chant the very names of Krishna. I remember Mahaprabhu chanting this, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. There is so much of sweetness, very simple chant. There is no complicated vocabulary here. It's always chanting Krishna, Krishna, Keshava, Raghava, that's all. But so much of bliss in this 6 lines that appear in the 7th chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela. So much bliss, the joy of chanting Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna. You can see in the example of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself and all those wonderful devotees whom he induced to chant. But unfortunately, many people don't have taste, including me. Mukundamala Stotra, Kulashekara Alvar expresses his deep wonder at this phenomena. Although the holy names of Krishna are extremely potent, Namna Makari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shakti. Although the names of the Lord have Sarva Shakti, all the potencies that are there in the Swarupa of the Lord, Nija Sarva Shakti. Tattarpita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kalaha. Lot of concession is given. There are no hard and fast rules. You chant anytime. You chant in any state. You chant anywhere. Whoever you may be, you can chant. So no rules. Then the holy names are very powerful. Holy names are very merciful also. Tatrarpita niyamitaha smaranena kala etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamavapi. Tava kripa. Krishna, out of his great kripa, has induced all his potencies into his mukhya naam, main names, prominent names like Krishna, Keshava, Raghava, Madhava. They are merciful and they are powerful. In this world, those who have mercy, they don't have power. Those who have power, they are not very merciful or compassionate. Even if they have both, there is a limit to their mercy and power. Right? Only Krishna has both mercy and power to unlimited extent, and he invested all of that in his names. Gajendra offers this prayer. Matrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshadaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namolayaya swamshena sarvata nubhrin manasi pratita pratyagdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Gajendra says that, O Lord, you are the only person who is capable of releasing me from this bondage. Pashupasha vimokshanaya. Why? Muktaya. You yourself has the capacity to liberate me. You are never bound by anything, therefore you can release me from bondage. Release anyone from bondage. The Lord has capacity. He has power to release us. Just having power is not sufficient. Bhuri karunaya. Second quality of the Lord is he has great compassion, extremely merciful. So he has power, he has mercy, both. He has capacity, he has compassion. And he is aware of our situation also. Some people may have capacity, some people may have compassion, but they are not even aware of our problem only. They can help us. They are kind also, but they don't even know that you are in some problem. But the Lord knows. Why? He is there within the hearts of all living beings. Swamshena sarvata nubhrin manasi pratita pratyagdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. You are there in the hearts of all living beings, Swamshena, by your own personal expansion of Paramatma. You are staying within the hearts of all living beings. You are cognizant of everybody's situation. You are aware. He has capacity, he has compassion, he has cognizance. All three he has. All the elephant friends of Gajendra were standing on the shore of that lake in the Trikuta mountain region. They were aware. They had kindness, they had compassion, but no capacity. All the devatas who are watching this match between the crocodile and elephant, they had capacity, but they had no compassion. But only the Lord has both. He came. And the Lord has invested all that capacity and compassion and cognizance within His holy names. When we chant the holy names will protect us, will relieve us from all anxieties. Sincerely taking shelter of the holy names of Krishna can uplift our consciousness to a higher plane. We are flying in the airplane of spiritual consciousness by chanting Krishna's name. And from that altitude, all the red signals of distress and green signals of material happiness are of no relevance. In the material world, when you are going in a car, there's a red signal, you stop. Green signal, you can move. Red signal keeps you waiting, especially in Mumbai traffic. For hours together sometimes. Frustration, distress. Green signal, I collect with the move. But when somebody is flying in an airplane, this red signal and green signal are of no relevance. Similarly, when we uplift our consciousness to a spiritual plane by chanting the holy names of Krishna and by hearing Krishna Katha, the material happiness and material distress are of no relevance to a devotee. There is so much of tribulation around, so much of trouble around, but devotee is never overwhelmed by it by chanting the holy names of Krishna. But it's our bad fortune. We discussed only three lines of the Sikshashtakam second shloka. What's the last line? Durdaiva vidrishamiha jani na anuraga. My durdaiva, my misfortune is na anuraga. I have no taste. Ascharyametadhi manushya loke sudham parityajya visham pibanti namani narayana gocharanim Tyaktvanyavachaha kuhakaha pathanti Ascharyametadhi manushya loke. What great wonder. So surprising, inconceivable. Manushya loke sudham parityajya visham pibanti. They give up sudha, nectar, and they drink poison. Namani narayana gocharani. The nectar of holy name of Krishna is available, but giving up this nectar, they are drinking the poison of so many materialistic topics. Ascharya. It's a great wonder. They are giving up shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna, who made him accessible in the form of holy name, and they are taking shelter of Purushadhama. They are giving up Purushottama, and they are taking shelter of Purushadhama. Another shloka, Kulashekara says, Nathe naha purushottame trijagatam ekadhipe chetasa sevye swasya padasya data ripare narayane tishthati yam kanchit purushadhamam katipaya grameshamal parthadam sevaye mrugayamahe naramaho mudha vayam. Nathena Purushottame Trijagatam. The Supreme Lord is the master of all the three worlds. Ekadhipe. Chetasam sevye. Even if you render service to the Lord within your chetana, within your mind, mental service also. Just like that Pratishthantpur Brahmana. He cooked sweet rice in his mind. He burned his hand really. And the Lord had sent Vaikuntha aeroplane to take him to Vaikuntha Loka. Not in dream, not in imagination, in reality. He offered sweet rice in imagination and he entered Vaikuntha in reality. So, even if you render service to the Lord within your imagination, sevye swasya padasya data ripare narayane tishthati. Even if you render service to the Lord within your mind, the Lord will give his own abode. But giving up that all-merciful Lord, all-compassionate Lord, Yam kanchit purushadhamam katipaya grahameshamal parthadam. Purushadhama means lowly human beings in this world. Gramesham, they may be landlords of small grama, small villages. Alparthadam, for meager amount of salary. We are serving Purushadhamas and Grameshas. What great misfortune. Ascharyametadhi manushya sudham parityajya visham pibanti. Just to maintain oneself in this world, to get one livelihood, one may have to do the needful as per time, place, circumstances in this Kali Yuga. But maximizing our time to chant the holy names of Krishna and discuss Harikatha is what is being recommended by the scriptures repeatedly. So, we don't have taste. How to cultivate the taste? Not only materialistic people, even struggling sadhakas also don't have taste for chanting the holy names of Krishna, especially chanting. Making garland, they may have taste. Worshipping deities, they may have taste. Cooking, we have taste. Doing many other book distribution, we have taste. Many services we find a lot of taste. But when it comes to chanting, mind creates big trouble. In the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mayyeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya. You connect with me through your mind, and that is called smaranatmika bhakti. If you can't do that, engage your intelligence in understanding my tattva. That is mananatmika bhakti. This seems to be much easier compared to smaranatmika bhakti, because engaging mind is difficult. Engaging intelligence in understanding Shastra is much easier. But if you can't even do that, the lower stage is abhyasa rupa bhakti, where you engage your senses in Krishna's service. So, doing physical activities, physical service to the Lord seems much easier in sadhaka stage. And engaging intelligence is a little bit more difficult. And engaging mind in Krishna service, chanting the holy names, that's even more difficult. So that's how it is. Because that's the highest thing. That's why Krishna says, Mayyeva manadatsva, mayyavesha manoyeva, manmana bhavamad bhakto, ananyas chintayanto mam. So many times Krishna emphasizes on engaging mind in Krishna service. That is the highest form of bhakti. And in chanting, all the senses are involved, tongue is involved, hands are involved, ears are involved. Mind, it plays the key role. That's why it's very difficult. But let's struggle. No happiness in japa, no taste in japa. Still, let us chant, because we have made a promise to Guru. Guru has given us instruction, and we promised in front of Guru, I'll chant 16 rounds. So that makes Krishna happy. When we are keeping our promise to Krishna, promise to Guru, and chanting the holy names of Krishna, although we are unable to chant, still let us chant. That struggle to chant, struggle to keep ourselves awake, struggle to focus, struggle to concentrate will make Krishna happy. So we should not get disappointed. It's not giving me happiness, but it makes me happy to make Krishna happy, to make Guru happy, because I am Krishna's servant, I am Guru's servant. That is love. Although we are not relishing the process of chanting, although we may be relishing many other practical services, but still we may not be relishing the process of chanting. Still, or despite lack of taste, lack of relish, still we are struggling to keep that vow of chanting 16 rounds minimum. Krishna notices that. He gives taste. So, our lack of taste in chanting the holy names should not make us feel discouraged, should only increase our determination, and should make us more prayerful. I am unable to do it. So what should be my response to my own inability to do something? I should become more prayerful rather than feeling discouraged, rather than feeling disappointed. So our inability to chant the holy names of Krishna is also a way to make us humble. In that humility, in that humble state of mind, let us chant the holy names of Krishna prayerfully. Then Krishna will give us that taste. Taste is not a product available in Amazon. We have to beg for it. We have to pray for it. Then Krishna will give that. So in that helpless prayer, helpless request to Krishna, Krishna, I am unable to focus on your holy name. I have no taste. So dham parityajya visham pibanti, I am drinking poison, giving up nectar. Please do something about it. And he will give little taste. So that inability to chant should make us humble. Many times we blame the mind, that my mind is rascal mind. I am unable to focus. But the real villain in our chanting is not mind. Yes, mind is in one sense. But the real culprit is not mind. Real culprit is ego. False ego. Mind is like a child, a restless child, an innocent child. Right? Mind has a tendency to explore things. Mind is naughty. just like child is naughty, child is mischievous, child is adventurous, wants to explore everything around. Mind also is like that. You're chanting, mind wants to take a phone and then check some Instagram reels. We are chanting, mind wants to check some Facebook updates, or make some call. Or nobody is calling us. We did not receive a single message also. Still, we check the same old messages. Just by checking the phone 10 times, we will not get any messages. Someone has to send them. But the mind is distracted, unable to focus. Because mind requires hyperactivity. And you are just binding the mind to just chant these 3 words. Hare Krishna. Repeatedly. Right? So mind feels like I'm being underutilized. My potency is being underutilized. Can someone give me more engagement? I want to think about 10 different things, 100 different things. Bahusha khayanantascha buddhayo avyavasayina. But vyavasayitmaka buddhi very difficult for the mind. Mind is restless. Just like child. Child cannot, these children are very good. But they are hearing 1.5 hours classes, 2 hours classes. Yesterday I saw he is repeating all the class. Krishna is repeating the important points in the class when I went to his home. So, but some kids are very restless, very much younger kids, they are innocent, they won't be able to focus. Mind is like that. So do you become angry with the child when the child is not concentrating? Or you become kind with the child? You try to educate the child, encourage the child. So the way of disciplining the mind is bringing the mind back. Krishna gives the formula. Yato yato nischalati vanas chanchalavasthiram tatastato niyamyetat atmanyeva vashamnayet. Just like a child is sitting in mother's lap, child is going out of mother's lap and touching the iPad, touching the phone, touching garland, touching something else. If the object is harmless, the mother will allow the child to play with the toy or the harmless object. If the object is harmful, mother will immediately take away that object and pull the child back into her lap. Similarly, we need to play the roles of mothers and pull the mind back from anything that is unfavorable for our concentration in japa. Not only in japa, in all the services that we do. Sometimes the allurements and temptations in this material world are so intense that we get really distracted from what truly matters to us. Krishna Prema, I am here to attain Krishna Prema. That's the goal of my life. Prema Pumartho Mahan. Prema Nama Adbhuta Artha. That's a real goal of life. But there are hundreds and thousands of allurements, apparently spiritual. They pull our consciousness, pull our attention away from all this, from our real goal. So mind gets distracted because of false ego. False ego is the real villain. Now, see this. Mind is like a child, innocent, restless, naughty, active. That's probably the negative part. But there is a positive part of the child and childlike mind also. Easily engaged. Child is innocent. You just take away the smartphone from the child, give a nice toy, child will play with it. Right? And obedient also. Mind is born out of mode of goodness. So, if only at the ego level, at the identity level, at the designation level, if we start identifying ourselves as servants of Krishna, not just intellectual understanding, that understanding everybody has. Jiva Swarpahe Krishna Nityajas, Ekali Ishvara Krishna Arasa Bhurtya, we all know these shlokas. But while taking shelter of the holy names of Krishna, if we actually genuinely remind ourselves that we are servants of Krishna, and we are in that mode of being a servant of Krishna, what does mind do? Mind will act as a subservient to that ego. Ego is the boss, mind is the das. So mind's job, mind's activity is to assist the ego, maintain the ego, protect the ego. So when we start identifying ourselves as servants of Krishna, in that mode of being a servant of Krishna, humble servant of Krishna, we will be able to chant the holy names of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave only 8 shlokas. Sikshashtakam, which is the essence of all prayers, all shastras. In that, after explaining the second shloka, he spoke this. He did not emphasize on elaborate sacrifices or elaborate worship, elaborate rituals or austerities. He emphasized on only 4 things as Abhideya. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. The previous shloka ended with Durtaiva midrisha mihajani na anuragaha. I have no taste for the holy names, that's my misfortune. How to develop that taste? Cultivate humility. How can you chant always Kirtanaya Sadahani? Cultivate humility. So the essence of all instructions, do's and don'ts in our scriptures will boil down to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. To be able to do that by chanting the holy names, Kirtanaya Sadahani means always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. To come to that stage, we need to cultivate these 4 qualities. Genuinely cultivating that mode of humility. I am nothing. I am no one. Krishna is great. Krishna's devotees are great. Acharyas are great. Entire Guru Parampara is great. The Vaishnavas around me are great. So when we are in that mood, in that humble mode, we will be able to chant the holy names. We will be able to respect people. We need to respect devotees for whatever they are. And we should not hanker to be honored by others. So when that mood is there, we will be able to chant. That's the real way of cultivating taste. And how to get that mood of humility? Chanting the holy names. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Vasudeva leper, he said, I may become proud that you have given me this special blessing. Mahaprabhu said, chant holy names, you will become humble. So when you chant the holy names of Krishna, we become humble. In a humble state of mind, we will be able to chant the holy names of Krishna. So our humility will make us more and more absorbed in chanting, and our chanting will make us more and more humble. We are living in this material world because we have this mode of being a controller, master, proprietor, enjoyer, creator, etc., etc. But when we say someone else's name, Krishna, 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 thousands of times, we are acknowledging that I am not great, I am not the master, I am not the controller, I am not the proprietor. He is the enjoyer. He is Bhoktar Yajnatapasam. We are acknowledging this fact that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, I am not. He is the enjoyer, I am not the enjoyer. He is the proprietor, I am not the proprietor. Thus, chanting the names of Krishna will make us humble. In that humble state of mind, we will be able to chant more and more. So, Mahaprabhu emphasized this. Mahaprabhu said, put this kantimala around you. He said, what is the shloka? Urdha bahu kari karon Suna sarvaloka. You can recite.
Urdha bahu kari karon Suna sarvaloka.
Nama sutre ganthi para kanthe ishok shloka.
Namasastre ganti para kante shloka.
Just tie this Trinadapi Sunichena shloka as kanthimala around your neck. Means just uphold these principles. Nothing else is required. If holy name is the essence of everything. To be able to chant that holy name always, we need to cultivate these 4 qualities. Then this becomes the essence. Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Saishnuna, Amani Manadena. Then we'll be able to chant. That is Krishna consciousness. That is the essence of Krishna consciousness. We discussed so many glories of the holy name of Krishna. Yesterday, due to lack of time, I could not speak anything practical. I only spoke glories. But this is the practical advice to be able to absorb ourselves in the holy names. Be humble, be respectful, be tolerant. Prabhupada says, chanting means accepting oneself as eternal servant of Krishna. So with this little preview and recap and some extra discussion on Krishna Nama, let's enter a discussion on Krishna Rupa, the beautiful form of Krishna. The Lord has so many beautiful forms. Not only Krishna's form is beautiful, any form of the Lord, whether it is Rama, Krishna, Varaha, Vamana, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. Generally hogs are not beautiful. But when the Lord appears as a hog, he becomes so beautiful. Tortoises are not that beautiful generally. No one gives tortoise as an example of beauty. When the Lord appears as Kurma Avatar, he is so beautiful. Ram is so beautiful. And South India, this Venkateswara Suprabhatam, in that there is a beautiful shloka describing the beauty of Ram. Avanitanaya kavaniyakaram rajanikaracharubukhambruham rajanikarajatamomhiram mahaniyavaham raghuramamaye. Avanitanaya kavaniyakaram. Avanitanaya is Sita Devi, Mother Sita. Kavaniyakaram, Ram has completely captivated Sita Devi's heart with his beauty, with his strength, with his speech in all ways. Avanitanaya kavaniyakaram rajanikaracharubukhambruham. Rajanikara, Rajani is night, Rajanikara is moon. Charumukhamburuham, therefore we call Ram as Ramachandra, Krishna Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Moon is so beautiful. Similarly, Ram is so beautiful. In fact, Ram is more beautiful than moon because moon has so many spots. That's why Kaviraj Goswami says, Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darshan, Sakalanka Chandra Ara Kona Prayochan. When His Grace Amarendra Prabhu gave Gaura Purnima class at GV, he started the class with this shloka. Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darshan. I was right in print. Relishing the nectar. So Ram is like so beautiful. And there are many more shlokas. Sumukham suhrudam sulabham swanujanta sukhaya vamoghasharam apahaya raghudvahamanyamaham nakathancha nakancha najatu bhati. Sumukham, very beautiful face. Sulabham, very easily accessible and available. The Lord has no reservations in distributing mercy. Sukhadam, He will give us so much happiness. In this way, Ram's beauty is described. Vamanadeva, when he appeared, so beautiful, as a dwarf, Brahmana boy, his beauty is described in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam. Then, main thing is, why these descriptions of the form of the Lord are very important and relevant for us? Because we are personalists. We are not impersonalists. We believe that God is a person. We believe that God has a beautiful form. Therefore, all the descriptions of Krishna's forms are very important for us. Not a single canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is devoid of a description of Krishna's beauty. Like yesterday we saw, every single canto of Bhagavatam is speaking something about the holy name of Krishna. Every single canto of Bhagavatam also has some description about Krishna's form. Some form of Krishna. Okay, beauty of Krishna's form. So, in the Bhagavad Gita also, the Lord manifested a special form called Vishwarupa. It's very fierce form. That's also a form of the Lord, but it's a quote-unquote material form of the Lord. So Arjuna was not very excited to see that form. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram pashyami tvam sarmato anantarupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupa. Aneka bahu udara vaktra netram pashyami tvam sarmato anantarupam. He's everywhere. All dimensions, 3D, 4D, 5D, 10D, 1000D. Wherever he's seeing, he's only seeing the Lord. Lord's face is everywhere. Dhamstra karala nachate mukhani. So it's very fierce form. So he did not, Arjuna was not very pleased to see that form. He said, close the curtain of Vishwarupa. Show me Vishnurupa. It's more peaceful. Shanta. Shantaka, Mujika Sayanam Padmanabham Suresham. So I want this peaceful form. So Krishna withdrew that Vishwarupa and showed his Vishnurupa. Then he closed the darshan of Vishnurupa and he showed himself as Krishna Rupa. Showing that this Krishna is the source of Vishnurupa and Vishnurupa both. He's the one who manifested both. He's the one who withdrew and then became a driver again. That is Krishna. Speciality of Krishna's form. He's the source of all forms. All beauties are coming from Krishna. Another fierce form. Just like Vishwarupa is very fierce, Narasimharupa is also fierce. But seeing Vishwarupa, Arjuna became very, very frightened, scared. But seeing Narasimharupa, Prahlad did not become fearful. It's a spiritual form, that's a material form. So, our Prahlad Maharaj says, Naham bibhem yajitateti bhayanakasya jihvarka netra bhukuti rabhasokradam strat antrasraja kshata jakeshara shinkhukarna nirhata bhita digibhag adibhinna khagrat Naham bibhemi. My dear Narasimhadev, I am not at all afraid. He is roaring like that. But he says, I am not afraid of your form. Naham bibhemi ajitate ati bhayanakasya. Your ati bhayanaka form, your extremely fierce form. As Narasimhadev is not at all fearsome to me. Because I am like a fish who has taken shelter of river and I can swim upstream. And Hiranyakashipu is like an elephant, powerful elephant, who has not taken shelter of the river, drowning in the waves of the river. So, Naham bibhemi ajitate ati bhayanakasya. Jihva, your tongue, Arkanetra, your eyes are like sun, not the sun in America, which is little milder. Sun in Vada, May, afternoon 1 p.m., 2 p.m. No, more powerful than that. Jihva, Arkanetra, Bhrukuti, your frowning eyebrows, Rabhasogra Damstrat, your fearsome teeth, Antrasrajaha. He is wearing Antrasrajaha. You know what is Antrasrajaha? A garland of intestines. Krishna wears Vanyasrajaha. Krishna wears a beautiful forest flower garland. Naumi dyate brava pushe taditam baraya gunjavatam saparipichhala sanmukhaya Vanyasraje kavalabhetra vishana venu lakshmasriye mridupade pashupangajaya. Vanyasraja. Krishna wears a beautiful forest flower garland. In contrast, Narasimhadev wears intestine garland, Antrasraja. But still, the Lord is beautiful, extremely beautiful. Narasimhadev is beautiful. Rupam Narasimha bhavaya janaha smaranti. He says, oh Narasimhadev, your Rupam, your Rupa Madhuri, your sweet form or your fierce form will be remembered for the rest of eternity to get abhayam, to get fearlessness. Rupam Narasimha vibhavaya janaha smaranti. Therefore, if you see any ISKCON altar, main presiding deities may be Gauranga or Radha Krishna or Jagannath Baldev Subhadra or Krishna Balram or whatever. It's the presiding deity. There is Narasimha something. Right? It is mandatory. Every program ends with Narasimha Harati. Rupa taught us. Okay. So all forms are beautiful. And the Lord becomes a chariot driver in Kurukshetra battlefield. Is he not beautiful? Generally, warriors are known for their courage and fighting, and someone who is on the battlefield driving the chariot, nobody will notice their beauty. Right? We only see how many weapons they have, what is their experience of fighting. But here is one devotee, Bhishma Dev, is meditating on the beauty of Parthasarathi as a chariot driver of Arjuna. He says, Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varnam Ravikara Gauravarambaram Dadhane Vapurala Kakula Vritananajam Vijaya Sakhera Tirastu Me Navadya. I learned this from Narendra Prabhu. Bhishma Stuti one class in Melbourne. So seeing that only I have learned. I don't know this. I was not able to recite Bhishma Stuti earlier. So Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varanam. So the Lord is so beautiful, even as a chariot driver he is so beautiful. Not only while playing flute in Vrindavan Dham, as a chariot driver he is so beautiful. Tribhuvana Kamanam, he can attract and allure and completely enchant all the residents of the three worlds. Tamala Varanam, bluish complexion like the Tamal tree. Ravikara Gauravarambaram Dadhani. He's also wearing Gauravara Ambaram, a golden cloth. He's effulgent. Dadhani. Vapurala Kakula Vrittananabjam. He is framed, beautiful, bluish face, is nicely framed, encircled with curly locks of hair. Vijaya Sakhera Tirastu Me Navadya. Without any distractions, without any deviations in the mind, let me just focus on this beautiful form as Parthasarathi. Yes, the Supreme Lord's form as a cowhead boy in Vrindavan is the highest manifestation of the absolute truth, undoubtedly. Yet, the Lord appears in various forms, and all those forms are beautiful, and each of those forms have their own fan following. So Bhishma Deva may relish this cowhead boy form of Krishna, driver form of Krishna. And Gopis see Krishna in Kurukshetra, they say, hey, what is this form happening here? They are searching for Krishna in Vrindavan in all the bushes. Suddenly, there is manifestation of Vishnu in four-handed form. Then all the Gopis see, oh, there is Vishnu here. Vishnu, please accept our humble obeisances. Did you see Krishna? Where is Krishna? But if Lakshmi Devi sees Vishnu, she'll sit there only. Or Garuda sees Vishnu. Oh, you want lift? I am like that. So that's how different devotees relish Krishna's different forms. It's my problem. I keep moving. It's my problem, not Mike's problem. Mike is very good today. Sounds still excellent. So, but there are some devotees who relish Varahadev's form. Mother Earth worships Varahadev's form only. Hanumanji worships Lord Ramachandra's form only. Murari Gupta worships Lord Ramachandra only. Sri Vallabh, Anupam, he worships Lord Ramachandra only. And some worship Dwarka Krishna only. And some worship Vrindavan Krishna. Some worship Parthasarathi only. But the Gopis, when they see Krishna in Kurukshetra, they feel, we are not getting same ecstasy. They think that Krishna in Vrindavan is surrounded by Gopis, cows, calves, bulls, monkeys, peacocks, parrots. And here Krishna is surrounded by chariots, elephants, horses, soldiers, ministers, princes. Not exciting. There Krishna wears a simple turban with a peacock feather. Here he is wearing a big crown. So Vrindavan's form is filled with innocence and simplicity. Very down to earth. They feel very closely connected to Vrindavan's form. But Kurukshetra form or Dwarka form, that's very grand, very majestic, very opulent. So the opulence of Vrindavan is simplicity, so they can connect with this. But there is fan following for Dwarkadesh Krishna also. Right? So you have this Taratamya, you have this hierarchy amongst all the forms of the Lord. At the same time, all the 10th floor is the topmost floor in a building. Those who are living in 5th floor are also happy. Those who are living in 3rd floor also are happy. So they have their own fans, they have their own residence. So all forms are beautiful. But as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, relish Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya. So that's our ecstasy. But Bhagavatam, we are studying Bhagavatam, let's also go through all the multiple forms and let's focus mainly on Krishna's Vrindavan form. And also, what is this worship of a form of the Lord or relishing the beauty of the form of the Lord? It's not just eye massage, as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. By taking darshan of the Lord, there's an impact on our consciousness. When we see the beautiful form of Krishna on the altar, when Krishna's loving, affectionate, merciful glances fall on all of us, those glances induce spiritual desires within us. Maintain those spiritual desires and fulfill those spiritual desires. Okay, creation of spiritual desires, maintenance of spiritual desires, and fulfillment of spiritual desires is possible by taking darshan of the Lord and allowing ourselves to be bathed in the nectarian glances of the Lord. We get spiritual inspiration to kill the material desires and anarthas within us. To develop some spiritual desires, we need to take darshan of the Lord. The longer we take darshan, the more we are nourished. Right? It's not just eye massage. As soon as you go in front, being in DT department for about a decade, I can say, when we go in front, in initial days, I would say, turban is not tied properly. Garland is not made properly. Dress is not stitched properly. So we just get into that analysis. Then what am I doing? And just because I am in DT department, that does not mean I keep on analyzing that only. Of course, we have to do that, taking care of the standards of DT worship. But we need to be prayerful. However he is dressed, all the feedback to dressers will be taken care of later. But let me pray, let me relish the beauty, let me be showered by his merciful glances. Let me identify that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, not a person who is standing there as a manifestation of my artistic abilities to dress him. So that's how deity worship has to be done. Being a humble servant of Krishna, not using Krishna's form to show off to people how expertly I can tie turban, how expertly I can make garland, how expertly I can stitch dresses, how expertly I can dress and decorate him. All that is required. That expertise is required, but mood is more important. Consciousness is more important. Similarly, when we are speaking Harikatha, how expertly I can quote shlokas, how expertly I can connect this pastime to that pastime, that's not the thing. How much am I nourishing myself with this glories of Krishna, and how much other devotees who are also sitting in the assembly feeling that nourishment. So we are here to absorb our minds in Krishna's glories. We are here to absorb our hearts in Krishna's darshan, more than just being carried away by the externals of these both processes. Whether it is taking darshan or speaking Harikatha or hearing Harikatha, the mood, the intention must be to please Krishna. Samsiddhir haritoshanam is the essence of all things that we do. So now let's meditate a little bit on the form of Lord Vishnu in the third canto of Bhagavatam. This is from teachings of Lord Kapila. Prasannavadana bhojam
Prasannavadana bhojam
Padmagarbharunekshanam
Padmagarbhanurekshanam
Neelotpaladalasyamam
Neelotpaladalasyamam
Shankhachakragadadharam
Shankhachakragadadharam
Prasannavadana bhojam. Prasanna means very pleasant. Vadana, the Lord's face is so pleasant. Ambhojam, it's like a lotus, freshly blossomed lotus. Padmagarbharunekshanam. So the Lord's eyes are like the inside of a lotus. Neelotpaladalasyamam. Neela utpala means a blue lotus. Dala means its petals. Shyamam. The Lord is dark, like the petals of a blue lotus. Shankachakra Gadadhara. So this is meditation on the Vishnu, four-handed form of the Lord. Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka. All the Vishnu is being described. I kept Krishna there. With our Aradhya. Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka.
Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka
Pita Kausheya Vasasam.
Pita Kausheya Vasasam
Srivatsavaksha Sambhrajat.
Srivatsavaksha Sambhrajat
Kaustubha Mukta Kandharam.
Kaustubha Mukta Kandharam
Lasat Pankaja Kinjalka. Lasat, resplendent. Pankaja Kinjalka is the yellow filaments that powder in the lotus, pollen of the lotus. Piyata Kauseya Vasasam. The Lord is wearing a yellowish dhoti, which is like the pollen of lotus. Srivatsavaksha Sambhrajat. Srivatsa mark is there on his chest. Kaustubha Mukta Kandharam. Kaustubhamani is also hanging from his neck. So this is how the Lord is so beautiful. Then Mattadvirepa Kalaya
Mattadvirepa Kalaya
Paritam Vanamalaya
Paritam Vanamalaya
Parardhahara Valaya
Parardhahara Valaya
Kiritangadanupuram
Kiritangadanupuram
Mattadvirepa Kalaya Paritam Vanamalaya. The Lord wears Vanyasraja, Vanamala, a forest flower garland. Probably devotees may have to little come in front. Mattadvirepa Kalaya Paritam Vanamalaya. The garland that the Lord wears is so fresh that so many bumblebees surround that garland. I see that in Vrindavan Vihari's altar sometimes. So fresh flowers that are honey laden, very fragrant. So of course in Vrindavan Vihari altar we see that bees humming around the garlands, maybe a couple of hours, maybe till afternoon probably. But in the spiritual world, garlands will not fade only, constantly. Constantly the Lord is just moving around along with the bees. Mattadvirepa Kalaya, intoxicated bees. They're intoxicated by the smell, fragrance and honey of the flowers that are there within the garland of the Lord. Paritam Vanamalaya, Parardhahara Valaya, Kirita Angadanupuram. The Lord also wears so many other such beautiful ornaments. There are some more shlokas, let me just remember them also at this moment. Specifically taking darshan on the lotus feet of the Lord. Sanchintayed bhagavatascharanarvindam vajrankushadhvajasaroruhalanchanadyam uttungaraktavilasannakhachakravala jyotsnabhirahatamahadhridayandhakaram. When we see the beautiful lotus feet of the Lord and meditate on all the auspicious marks on those lotus feet, the thick gloom of darkness of ignorance within our hearts is completely dispelled. The toenails of the Lord emanates its moon-like effulgence, and that effulgence completely dissipates the darkness of ignorance within our hearts. Further, Yat shauchanishrita sarit pravarodakena tirthena murnadhikritena shivaha shivo bhut dhyatuhu manaha shavala shaila visrishta vajram dhyayet chiram bhagavatascharanarvindam. Yat shauchanishrita sarit pravarodakena. So from the lotus feet of the Lord, this Ganga river emanates. Lord Shiva is already very auspicious. That all auspicious Lord Shiva becomes all the more auspicious by holding that water that washes the lotus feet of Lord Krishna on his head. Right? Then, Dhyatuhu manaha shavala shaila visrishtavajram shamala shaila. There is shaila. There is a big mountain of sin. Mala, contamination of sin, which is like a mountain within our hearts. Just like Indra's thunderbolt Vajrayudha is known to smash mountains, the meditation on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna will act as the thunderbolt that can smash the mountain of our sin. To destroy all the anarthas, you know what we need to do? Hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Very simple process, back to basics. Vedvai and Bhagavatam. What's the solution to our problems? We and we. So, Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishkiki. Our unsteady practice of bhakti, our inconsistent and irregular, quote unquote, insincere practice of bhakti can become sincere, can become consistent, can become steady and nishtita by hearing Bhagavatam every day. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu, all the abhadras or anarthas will be destroyed or almost destroyed by hearing Bhagavatam. And bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Naishtiki bhakti will become steady in our practice. When anarthas are there, we cannot be steady and consistent in our practice. When anarthas are destroyed, then we will become more consistent and steady in practice. Right? So Bhagavatam. So how does Bhagavatam, hearing of Bhagavatam, destroy the anarthas? Another proof. Pravishtaha karna randhrena svanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam krishnaha salilasya yatha sharat. When we hear Bhagavatam sincerely from bona fide authorized sources, then through the sound vibrations of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna will personally enter our ear holes. And through ears, which are like doors, he will enter the hearts, which is a home. And he will clear all the anarthas. Dhunoti shamalam krishnaha salilasya yatha sharat. All the anarthas are cleared. In these two shlokas, the essence of purification of sadhana bhakti is described. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtiki. You hear Bhagavatam, anarthas will be destroyed. How anarthas are destroyed? Because by hearing Bhagavatam, we are inviting Krishna into our hearts through our ear holes. Then our bhakti will become steady. Then we will get taste. Similar effect is there by taking darshan of Krishna's lotus feet. The contamination of sin within our hearts. Dhyatuhu manaha shamala shaila visrishta vajram dhyayet chiram bhagavatas charanarvindam. Meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord will act as like a vajrayudha that can destroy the mountain of sin. See how many gifts Prabhupada has given us. He has given us the deities. He has given us Bhagavatam. In fact, these two brought me to ISKCON. I saw Krishna picture and I got one Krishna book into my hostel room. Seeing that, lying in my room for few months, 3-4 months, somebody introduced me to ISKCON devotees. That's how I came. So just taking darshan of the Supreme Lord and focusing on Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's like life and soul of a devotee. Apart from doing whatever service we can do, service keeps changing, but service attitude must be consistent. And our attachment to Shravanam Kirtan must be consistent. And our devotion to the deities of the Lord must be consistent. So then progress will happen. And we discussed a little bit about the feet. Let's slowly move ahead, come to the face. Okay. If you just go on doing dhyana from feet, lotus feet to calves and everything, whole night will go. I'll come to the face. Tasyavalokam kripayati ghora.
Tasyavalokam kripayati ghora.
Tapatrayopashamanaya nisrishtamakshno.
Tapatrayopashamanaya nisrishtamakshno.
Snigdhasmitanuguditam vipula prasadam.
Snigdhasmitanuguditam vipula prasadam.
Dhyayet chiram vipula bhavanaya guhayam.
Dhyayet chiram vipula bhavanaya.
Tasyavalokam kripayati ghoram. Very sweet shloka, very hope-giving shloka. Tasya avalokam. When you see the beautiful face of Krishna, kripaya, it's filled with kripa, abundant mercy. Tasyavalokam adhikam kripa, not just normal kripa, adhikam kripa, extreme degree of mercy. Krishna will shower through his glances. You stand in front of Radha Shamsundar when you go to Vrindavan. Stand in front of Radha Madhav when you go to Mayapur. So they are with their big eyes. They are just adhikam kripa, they are showering. Especially Radharani says are very big in Radha Madhav altar. And in Vrindavan, Radharani next to Radha Shamsundar, she is so motherly. So they are showering their glances. Tasya valokam adhikam kripaya. So when we receive that adhikam kripa glances, abundant merciful glances, ati ghora tapatraya upashamanaya. Ati ghora means extremely fierce. Tapatrayas in this material world are extremely fierce. Conditioned soul is lamenting, shedding tears, experiencing the fierce miseries. They are shedding tears, and the tears become a big ocean, and the ocean will be dried up when you see the beautiful face of the Lord, smile of the Lord. So tapatrayopashamanaya nisrishtamakshnoho snigdhasmitanuguditam vipula prasadam. Snigdhasmita. Oftentimes, if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord's glances and smile are described together. Here, avaloka and smita are described together. So, snigdhasmitanuguditam vipula prasadam. Again, vipula prasadam. Adhikam kripa in the first line, vipula prasadam in the third line. Vipula prasadam means extreme degree of mercy. Prasada, mercy. Now, prasadam is not food here. Prasadam is mercy here. There is also one type of mercy. Dhyaye chiram vipula bhavanaya guhaya. So go in front of the altar. Meditate on the lotus feet. Meditate on the beautiful face. See the smile. Expose yourself to the glances, merciful glances of the Lord. That's what the shloka is recommending. Then comes meditating on the smile of the Lord specifically. Samhare ravanata khilaloka tivra.
Samhare ravanata khilaloka tivra.
Shokashru sagara visoshanamatyudaram.
Shokashru sagara visoshanamatyudaram.
Sammohanaya rachitam nijamaya yasya.
Sammohanaya rachitam nijamaya yasya.
Bhrumandalam munikrite makaradhajasya.
Bhrumandalam munikrite makaradhajasya.
Samhare avanata akhila loka tivra ashru sagara visoshanam. In this material world, the conditioned soul is experiencing extreme degree of suffering, threefold material miseries, and shedding tears. And the tears became an ocean. Lamentation. He was lamenting and he created an ocean of tears. Samhare, just see the beautiful smile of the Lord, and that smile can completely dry up this ocean of lamentation that we have created. Shokashru Sagara Visoshanam Atyudaram. Shoka Ashru Sagar. Ashru Sagar is a notion of tears. Shoka is lamentation. Because of lamentation, you have created a notion of tears. If you want to dry up the tears, you can just see the smile of the Lord. Not only that, those who are tormented by waves of material lust, they must specifically see the beautiful eyebrows of the Lord. Now what does the Cupid do? Kamadev, Madana, he has a pushpa barn. He has a bow, there's an arrow, so he keeps on shooting arrows and all the men and women in this world, inducing lusty desires in them, inducing sense gratificatory desires in them. And all the common conditioned souls are being pierced by these arrows and becoming victims of their attraction towards the opposite gender. To protect oneself from those arrows, we need to expose ourselves to some other arrows. What are the arrows? The arrows of the Lord's glances. And the eyebrows of the Lord are like bows. So with the bows of his eyebrows, he is showering his arrows of his loving glances, and those glances, those arrows will protect us from Cupid's arrows. Cupid arrow is coming like this. The Lord's arrow is coming like this. Darshan arrow. It is cutting into pieces. I was working on Bhagavatam Tales, part 6, yesterday only. There was an interesting fight between Rukmi and Krishna. When Krishna kidnapped Rukmini, Jarasandha tried to fight, Shishupal tried to fight, Dantavakra, Shalva, so many people tried to fight with Krishna. All of them were defeated by Yadu warriors. But Rukmi took a vow. Without bringing my sister from the thief, I will not come back to Kundinapur only. He has taken a vow and he started pursuing Krishna. So while pursuing Krishna, generally you see wars in a battlefield. It's like a moving war, moving battlefield. So you can't get you should only get the live location of the battlefield. You cannot get a constant location of the battlefield. So Krishna is just moving in his chariot and Rupa is moving behind his chariot. And while moving behind his chariot, Rukmi is speaking such foul words, blaspheming Krishna and showering arrows. So Krishna just smiled at him, turned back and started showering his arrows. He has cut his chariot driver, he has cut his chariot, he killed his horses, he killed his bow, he killed his, he broke his bow, he broke his arrows. Whichever weapon he is taking, Krishna is just breaking it. How will he fight? Right? His chariot is gone, chariot driver is gone, weapons are gone, bow is broken, sword is broken, shield is broken. Whenever he is picking up something, Krishna will break it. Similarly, whenever this Cupid picks up a bow and tries to throw Pushpavan, Krishna will shower his glances, which are like arrows. So the arrows of Krishna, the arrows of Krishna's glances will completely destroy the arrows of Cupid. Right? We can protect ourselves from Cupid, from being allured by the attraction to opposite gender, by seeing the smile of Krishna, by meditating on the eyebrows of Krishna. Bhrumandalam manikrite makaradhvajasya. Again, let's go to Suprabhatam. It's not the right time to sing Suprabhatam. But I'm coming from India, right? It's morning there. It's right according to India. It says, Kandarpadarpahara sundara divya murte Kanta kuchamburaha kutpalalola drishte Kalyana nirmala gunakara divya kirte Shri Venkatachalapate tava suprabhatam. Kandarpa darpahara sundara divya murti. Kandarpa is Cupid, darpa means his pride. Hara means to steal, to take away. Kandarpa darpahara sundara divya murti. The Lord is so divinely, transcendentally beautiful that he can completely steal the pride and outsmart this Kandarpa, Cupid. You are thinking you are beautiful, huh? Useless. Brahma Samhita goes 1 crore steps ahead. Kandarpa kotika vaniya viseshasho. Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam. Kandarpa koti, even if you bring 1 million Cupids 10 million cupids. Nothing. Their combined beauty cannot stand in front of even a slight trace of Krishna's beauty. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also beautiful. Saundarye Kavakoti. We discussed it on Guru Purnima. Saundarye Kavakoti. Sakala Jana Samahladane Chandrakoti. Vatsalye Matrakoti. Tridasha Vitapitopya Bhutaudarya Koti. Gambhiryem Bodhikoti. Madhuramani Sudha Kshiramadhvika Koti. Gauro Devas Sajiyat. Pranayarasapade Darshitashcharya Koti. Saundarye Kama Koti. I will not elaborate this. It will take half an hour. So in Saundarya, Mahaprabhu is Kama Koti. He is like 10 million cupids put together. So to protect oneself from the arrows of Cupid, let's take darshan of Krishna. Easy, right? Basically, when the mind is told, stop looking in that direction, mind will not stop. Give another object, better object, give higher taste. Only by param drishtva nivartate we can give up lower tastes. So attraction towards flesh and blood and bone, attraction towards a bag of flesh, blood, bones, urine, stool, mucus, that attraction seems very heinous and insignificant in comparison to attraction to the divine beauty of Krishna. So we just need to substitute. Eyes generally look for beauty, no doubt. But what kind of beauty should we aspire for? Bhagavatam sets the standard. Next. 4th canto of Bhagavatam. I'm not going canto-wise, by the way. Just spoke where this loka is. Narada Muni describes the beauty of the Lord to Dhruva Maharaj. Tarunam Ramaniyangam.
Tarunam Ramaniyangam.
Arunoshthekshanaadharam.
Arunoshthekshanaadharam.
Pranatashrayanam Drimnam.
Pranatashrayanam Drimnam.
Sharanyam Karunarnavam.
Sharanyam Karunarnavam.
Tarunam, the Lord is always youthful. You may be worshipping Gopinathji for 25 years. When you started worship, you had black hair. Now you became white hair. But Gopinath's beauty is increasing. You see old photos of Gopinath and then you see new photos of Gopinath, old photos of Radha Madhav, you see new photos of Radha Madhav, nourished, shining, right? So very beautiful. The quality of service the devotees also will increase. Of course, every devotee, according to time, place, circumstances, tries to serve the Lord to the best of one's capacity. But as time progresses, devotees also come up with more and more innovative ways of worshipping the deities and very colorful dresses, colorful ornaments, special turban styles, nice paintings, like that. The Lord's beauty will keep on increasing perpetually. Tarunam, he's always youthful. Ramaniya Angam. Ramaniya Angam means every single limb of the Lord's body is perfectly formed. Arunoshthekshanaadharam. Aruna Ushta Ikshana. His lips and eyes are reddish, like Aruna, rising sun. Pranatashrayanam, very important. First 2 lines describe his physical beauty. Next 2 lines describes the beauty of his heart. Pranata Ashrayanam. Pranata means one who surrenders to Krishna. Pranata can also mean one who just offers obeisances to Krishna. Whether you are someone who has just offered pranams to Krishna or completely surrendered to Krishna or wherever in between, he is Pranatapala. Pranata Ashrayanam. He gives Ashraya to those who surrender to him. Pranata Ashrayanam. Nramnam means he is pleasant in all circumstances. He is extremely pleasant in all ways. He is very pleasing in all ways. Sharanyam is the worthiest object of shelter. As proved in Gajendra episode. Nobody could give Gajendra shelter. His fellow elephants could not give. Devatas could not give. Only Krishna gave. Karuna Aranavam. He is an ocean of compassion. Next. Rukmini Devi says. We are slowly going from other forms to Vishnu form. Now we came to Krishna form, Dwarka form. We'll conclude with Vrindavan form. That's the progression, not canto-wise this time. Rukmini Devi says. Shrutva gunan bhavana sundara shrunvatam te.
Shrutva gunan bhavana sundara shrunvatam te.
Vishya karna vivareir haratonga tapam.
Nirvishya karna vivare harato natapam.
Rupam drisham drishibatam akhilarthalabham.
Rupam drisham drishimatam akhilarthalabham.
Tayyachyuta vishati chittam apatrapam me.
Tayyachita vishati chittam apatrapam me.
Shritva gunan. This sloka also talks about gunas. Tomorrow is guna, right? We may refer to this sloka once again. But we will focus on the rupa here. Some slokas also speak about nama, rupa, sometimes guna and rupa, sometimes guna, rupa, nama, lila, everything. So this is Sritva Gunan. Rukmini Devi is a young girl, hardly into her teens. So she had the experience of hearing about Krishna's qualities from so many sages and brahmanas who used to come to her palace. Since childhood she has been hearing. When we hear about Krishna since childhood, by the time we become young, we will develop so much attraction for Krishna. That's what happened with Rukmini Devi. Sritva Gunan Bhavana Sundara, you are extremely beautiful. Saranvatamti, I heard about you. Nirvishya Karna Vivaraihi Harato Angatapam. By hearing about Krishna, Angatapa, all the miseries of the body are completely eradicated. Heart is completely fulfilled. Rupam Drisham Drishibatam Akhilarthalabham. Just by seeing the beautiful form of Krishna, Akhilarthalabham, all your purposes are completely attained. You will attain all gains that are possible. She did not even see. Rukmini Devi, till now she did not see Krishna's form. By the time she wrote this letter, love letter to Krishna and sent it to Krishna to that Brahmana, she never saw Krishna, she only heard about Krishna. But she had an idea of Krishna's form. As we were discussing yesterday, our attachment to Krishna's name will help us enter into Krishna's gunas and Krishna's rupa also. So she only heard about Krishna, Krishna's names and Krishna's qualities, and she had an idea of Krishna's form also. To the degree we become very attentive in hearing about Krishna's nama and guna, to that degree we will be able to appreciate the form of Krishna also. So Rupam Dusham Dushimatam Akhilarthalabham, for those who have seen your form, they will attain all gains, all possible gains. So now let's enter Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, Krishna's beauty is relished by so many devotees in so many ways. Right from his childhood, when Krishna was 3 months old, Mother Yashoda celebrated this Utthana ceremony. Nandotsav is a celebration done by the fathers. Nanda Maharaj celebrated that, and Yashoda Mata became his assistant. And Utthana ceremony is celebrated by Mother Yashoda. Nanda Maharaj became her assistant. Like that, father and mother help each other in the overall upbringing of child, and they celebrate various milestones in the child's growth. Here is Utthana ceremony when Krishna was 3 months old. Raktambaram kanakabhushana bhushitangam.
Raktambaram kanakabhushana bhushitangam.
Balam pragrihya kalitanjana padmanetram.
Balam pragrihya kalitanjana padmanetram.
Shyamam spuradhari nakhavrita chandraharam.
Shyamam spuradhari nakhavrita chandraharam.
Devan pranamya sudhanam pradadau dvijebhyah.
Devan pranamya sudhanam pradadau dvijebhyah.
This is from Garga Samhita. Raktambaram, on Utthana ceremony. Krishna, 3-month-old baby Krishna, wore reddish clothes. I don't know why, but he wore red clothes. Raktambaram. Kanaka Bhushan. He has little small ornaments. 3-month-old baby. How big is the ornament? Anklets or bracelets and little necklaces. Then Balam Pragrihya. Yashoda Mata took that little bala in her hands. Kalitanjana Padmanetram. And also Krishna's eyes are nicely decorated with this anjan ointment. Right? This black kajal. Shyamam, his darkish in complexion, with red clothes, golden ornaments, looking so beautiful. Spuradhari nakhavrita chandraharam. He is also wearing a locket that has tiger nail. Hari nakhavrita, Hari is tiger. Hari nakhavrita. Then chandraharam. Chandraharam is like moon necklace, a necklace that is the shape of a moon, right? Very popular title. There's a movie on the name Chandrahara also in Andhra, very old, 50, 60, 70 years back. So anyways, Chandrahara. So Yashoda Mata is just holding. Krishna is so beautiful, even as a 3-month-old baby. Further, when Krishna became a 6-year-old boy, his beauty is described by Sukadeva Goswami in this Kaliya episode. I included this because Prabhuji reminded this in the morning. Tam prekshaniya sukumara dhanavadatam
Tam prekshaniya sukumara dhanavadatam
Srivatsapita vasanam smita sundarasyam
Srivatsapita vasanam smita sundarasyam
Kridantam apratibhayam kamalodarangrim
Kridantamapratibhayam kamalodarangam
Sandasya marma surusha bhujayacha chada
Sandasya marma surusha bhujayacha chada.
However beautiful Krishna is, we cannot relish Krishna's beauty when the consciousness is contaminated by lust, envy, pride, greed. Duryodhana saw Krishna, but he could not relish Krishna's beauty. Shishupal saw Krishna, he could not relish Krishna's beauty. Jarasandha saw Krishna, he could not appreciate Krishna's beauty. But Kunti Mata is saying, Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya, Namaha Pankaja Malini, Namaha Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajamhre. Why Kunti is able to relish Krishna's beauty, Pandavas are able to relish Krishna's beauty, and Duryodhan, Dushasan, Shakuni, who else? Jarasandha, Shalva, Dantavakra, Vidurata, why they are unable to relish? Consciousness difference is there. Person is same. Time frame is same. Probably, sometimes a villain and Pandavas and Shishupal, both of them saw Krishna and Rajasuya sacrifice together. But they had different effects of Krishna Darshan. So this is not happening. Dhyatuho Shamala Shaila Nisrishta Vajram, that's not happening. in Shishupal's case, the mountain of sin in his heart is not getting destroyed. His envy is becoming more and more. Same thing is happening with Kali also. Krishna is so beautiful. Tam prekshaniya sukumara dhanavadatam. Prekshaniya means that which is worthy of seeing. Sukumara, very delicate, very fragile form. Ghanavadatam, cloud-like complexion. Srivatsa pita vasanam smita sundarasyam. Srivatsa mark is there on his chest. Pita vasanam. He has yellowish cloth. Smita sundarasyam, his beautiful face is nicely decorated with a smile. Kridantam apratibhayam kamalodarangrim. Krishna climbed a kadamba tree and jumped into Yamuna river. Just by his jump, the waters of the Yamuna river just splashed and they kind of flooded the banks of the Yamuna river. One little 6-year-old boy is jumping into the river. So much agitation in the river. He did not mean to agitate Yamuna, he wanted to agitate Kaliya. And he is swimming so happily. Kridantam, apratibhayam, absolutely no fear of the enemy. He is just happily swimming, and with every movement of his hand, he is just splashing water, and the water is just rising several bow lengths high above the ground level. That's how he is happily playing. Suddenly, this Kaliya, who had territory consciousness, who has entered my territory. Dhenukasur, Kaliya, they don't want anyone else to enter their territory. This Kaliya has made a big building, big palace within the waters. All the walls and windows and doors are made of water. Have you seen water walls? There's wooden walls and cardboard walls here, but there is water walls. So Kaliya made a big majestic palace inside the water, but he came out to see Krishna. Sandasya marma surusha bhujaya chachada, started biting Krishna on his chest like this. Little boy, 6-year-old boy. Instead of relishing the beauty of Krishna, he is just biting. So when consciousness is not clear, we cannot relish Krishna's beauty. When somebody stands in front of the altar, some people who have some artistic sense may appreciate the beauty of the altar. And some people who have devotional sense, they fold their hands and offer prayers. Some people who don't have both, they will not notice only, they will go, they will for something else. And some people take selfies. Okay. First they show their back to the deities. As soon as they see nicely decorated deities, turn their back to the deities, take a photo. Right? You see the deity first. First you take a photo with your eyes, then you use camera's eyes. But in this world we are so self-centric. I'm not commenting on the people who take selfies, they may have different purposes. But I'm saying that an average conditioned soul is quite self-centric. They cannot appreciate someone else's beauty. They appreciate, they become obsessed with their own glories. Here is Kaliya, who is so proud and self-centric in territory consciousness, did not appreciate Krishna's beauty. Now, yeah, this is very beautiful. Welcome to Vrindavan. Welcome to Vrindavan. After clearing, we have only did prelude till now. Brahma is speaking. After full realization of the glories of Vrindavan, very important. Let's go back to humility once again. Brahma, when he saw Krishna happily eating his lunch along with all the other Gopa boys, he was thinking, is he really God? Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How is he eating jhota, the remnants of his friends? And how can I believe that he is the one who has killed Aghasur, who has been tormenting many people on this planet since ages? So let me test him. So Brahma tested. At that moment, Brahma had great pride in his heart. He identified himself as a creator of the universe, as Prajapati Nam Abhivandita Pati. So Brahma's glories are described in second canto. He was described as Prajapati Nam Abhivandita Pati. All the great Prajapatis and Manus come and offer obeisances to Brahma. Within one day of Brahma, 14 times Indra post will change. All the devatas, thousands of devatas who are orchestrating various affairs of the universe, they change. Every day of Brahma, he will see 14 sets of devatas, 14 Indras, 14 Manus, 14 sets of Manuputras, 14 sets of Saptarishis, he will see. And unlimited Yuga-avatars, at least 14 Manvantara avatars. So this is the extent of Brahma's experience. Within one day, he has so much experience. And whenever these people are stuck, devatas are stuck, Brahma comes and intervenes. So much of management. So Brahma started identifying himself with that position. So in that consciousness, sitting on his swan carrier in the sky, he has seen this little boy, 6-year-old boy Krishna, taking prasad, taking bhoga. That's packed by Mother Yashoda. Brahma could not understand Krishna's glories. In fact, Brahma misunderstood Krishna. He has stolen his boys, he has stolen his calves. After a moment, which is like 1 year in the earthly planet, Brahma came back. Then he saw all the boys are playing happily, all the calves are playing happily, and in 1 year, whatever may be the manifestation of their physical growth, they manifested like that. Krishna expanded himself not only in the form of all the gopas and calves, he also imitated their mannerisms. He also imitated their clothes and sticks and lunch bags, everything he replicated. He's using the same thing. So, Brahma was completely bewildered. I have stolen some boys and calves, who are they? And I'm seeing some boys and calves here, who are these people? Actually, there are 3 sets of boys and calves. One is the original ones, which Krishna has hidden before Brahma could steal them. Krishna manifested some illusory boys and calves there. Just like when Ravana came to kidnap Sita Devi, original Sita was not taken by Ravana, the Maya Sita is taken. Similarly, whether it is Devata or demon, nobody can touch Krishna's associates, as simple as that. So just like Ravana could not touch Sita Devi, similarly Brahma also could not touch the original boys and calves of Krishna. Krishna has kept them somewhere else in his Yoga Nidra, and Brahma stole this illusory boys and calves, thinking that he is a great thief. And Krishna expanded himself as all the boys and calves. So total 3 sets, original ones, Krishna's expansions, and the illusory ones that Brahma has stolen. So Brahma now realized, to cut the long story short, all these boys and calves manifested into Vishnumurti forms, Then Brahma understood Krishna's glories. He said, Jananta eva janantu kimbahutyana me prabhu manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tava gocharam. Many people claim that they understood Krishna, understood absolute truth. As far as I am concerned, I have not understood anything. So Brahma said that. And yatra nisarga durvairaha sahasan nrumrgadayaha mitrani vajita vasa tatarattarshanadikam. So there is no hunger, there is no thirst, there is no envy, there is no pride in Vrindavan. When Brahma is in a humble state of consciousness, he could understand the glories of Vrindavan. And later he became Ramacharya. In that humble state of mind, he was able to chant the holy names of Krishna. Even the creator of the universe has to humble himself and not identify himself with that position. If it is true for the creator of the universe, what to speak of a small Grameshamal small landlord or small head of a department, small temple or some small firm or small company, there is some position, some privilege, some people reporting to us, that just gets into our head. If one head goes down in front of us, that gets into our head. So that's the nature of an average conditioned soul. But Brahma also has to bow down his head and shed tears from his 8 eyes, touch his 4 crowns to the lotus feet of Krishna. In such a humble state of mind only, he was able to understand the glories of Vrindavan. He could not understand Vrindavan. He could not enter Vrindavan. After humbling himself, then he was able to understand how glorious Krishna is. Earlier he underestimated Krishna's Vrindavan farm, cowherd boy farm. This little boy who is eating the jhuta, who is eating the remnants of his 5-year-old, 6-year-old friends. Is he God? Is he the Supreme Lord? Did I pray to him only 6 years back? Did I chant Purusha Suktam to please him only? He had all these doubts because he identified himself with his position as a creator, not as a servant. So now he completely understood the glory of Vrindavan form of Krishna. He establishes Krishna, your form as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan is the supreme manifestation of the absolute truth. No form is superior to this form. He said, Naumi dyate brava pushe taditam baraya
Naumedyate Bharavapus Tadidambaraya
Gunjavatam saparipicchala sanmukhaya
Gunjavatam Sapariprichala Sanmukhaya
Vanyasraje kavalavetra vishana venu
Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishana Venu
Lakshmashriye mritupade pashupankajaya
Lakshmashriye Mridupade Pashupangajaya.
Naumi, I offer my obeisances. Idyate, you are most worshipable Krishna. This 4-headed Brahma, gigantic form of Brahma, he is offering obeisances to 6-year-old boy Krishna, who is still holding a curd rice in his hand and with a stick in his hand. Naumi dyate abravapushi means he has complexion like that of cloud, rain cloud. Tadit ambaraya, his cloth is like lightning. Tadit. Gunjavatamsa, he's wearing gunjamala. Not any expensive jewelry with diamonds, rubies, laps lazuli, Mayudurya Marakata Hemamayer ornaments is not wearing. Gunjavatamsa, gunjamala. Gunja berries are found anywhere in Vrindavan. Small seeds, red and black seeds. In our childhood, next to our home there is a gunja tree. We never knew its glory. We are just playing with it. I regret. Then I found one peacock feather as a small seed. I didn't know what it is. I'm just taking out. My mother said, "Hey, peacock feather, Krishna wears this. How can you just dismantle like this?" Then she said, "You take one little, one small feather. What is that called? Feather. Small one. You put in a book and put some rice grains there, it will become original feather. Your offense will be nullified. Nothing happened. Every day I keep opening. He said, no, you have to give some gap. Then only you will be able to see. Anyways, we don't understand its glory, but they are glorious. Gunjavatamsa. Gunjavatamsa means he's wearing gunjamala. Paripichala Sanmukhaya. His face is resplendent with this beautiful peacock feather. Vanyasraje, this is what we were quoting sometime back, in contrast to Antarsraja. Vanyasraje, Kavala, Vetra, curtains in his hand, a little stick to control the cows. Krishna will never hit the cows, just holds it like a decoration. Kavala, Vetra, Vishana Venu, a simple flute. What is flute? A dry bamboo stick with some holes in it. He's not having this veena, big veena or mridanga or harmonium or kartal or saxophone or many piano or so many different types of musical instruments, right? He wears the simplest one. He holds the simplest one. Kavala, little curd rice. Mother Yashoda, early in the morning, she keeps some rice and pours milk into the rice, takes little curd and sprinkles it on it. Okay, and packs lunch bag for Krishna. By the time Krishna opens his lunch box, it becomes curd rice. So he's not eating pizza, burger, some Mexican dishes, paneer, fried rice, all that. Simple curd rice with some pickles between his fingers.
Bro, you're making us very nervous. With all the Mexican.
You offer to Krishna and eat it. That's only sense gratification. No other sense gratification. So, Vanyasraje Kavala, Vetra, simple stick. Krishna never used a single weapon in Vrindavan. As a mere child's play with his bare hands, he killed so many demons in Vrindavan. No Kaumodaki Gada, no Sangradhanva, no, what is that? Sudarshan Chakra. All of them he invoked when Jarasandha came. With his 23 Aksharanis of armies. Till then, Krishna is just like a child's play he is doing it. Bhagasatyam, Krishna did like this. Just like a child just bifurcates a blade of grass, he bifurcated the beak of Bhagasa. Just like a child throws a ball, Krishna picked up Vatsasur and did like this and then threw. Totally to get Kapita fruits. All the we'll discuss more in Leela. Focus on Rupa. Vanyasraje Kavalaretra Vishanavenu. And don't underestimate this form of Krishna, which is so simple. Lakshmasriye. It's the form of Krishna as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan is the abode of all opulences. Lakshmasriye. Mridupade. Specifically Mridupade word is used because Krishna is walking barefoot in Vrindavan. He's not even wearing shoes. Pashupa Angajaya. Pashupa means a cowherd man. Angajaya means the son of the king of cowherds. That is Nanda Maharaj. Krishna is Nanda Maharaj's son. This puts Nanda Maharaj on a higher rank than Vasudeva as the father of Krishna. Gunjamala is better than all the even Kaustubhani of Vaikuntha. Vanyasraja is better than Parijata flowers of Swargaloka. So thus every aspect of Krishna's form in Vrindavan is superior to everything else in the entire creation. Its counterpart or its proper comparison may be found in Vaikuntha or Swargaloka or some other place, but this is superior. What you see, the innocent form of Krishna and decorations of Krishna in Vrindavan, they are superior, and Brahma is saying this in a humble state of mind. Once he humbled himself, he could understand and appreciate Krishna's beauty. In pride, Shishupal could not understand Krishna, appreciate Krishna's form. And in pride, Brahma also could not, but finally when he humbled, he understood. He appreciated Krishna's beauty. Then Kaviraj Goswami quotes this shloka. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Chaitanya Siksha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches Sanatana Goswami so many things. In the 21st chapter of Madhya Leela describes the opulence and sweetness of Krishna, the Sambandha Tattva. 20 and 21 are Sambandha Tattva. 22nd chapter is Abhideya. 23rd is Prayojana. So this is from the Sambandha Jnana. Yanmartya Leelau Paikam Swayoga.
Yanmartya Leelau Paikam Swayoga.
Maya Balam Darshayata Grihitam.
Maya Balam Darshayata Grihitam.
Vismapanam स्वस्य च सौभगद्धेः
विस्मापनं स्वस्य च सौभगते
परं पदं भूषणभूषणाङ्गम्
परं पदं भूषणभूषणाङ्गम्.
Originally this shloka was spoken by Uddhava and Kaviraj Goswami quotes this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yan Martyalilaupayikam Swayoga. Martyalila, when the Supreme Lord Krishna descends on this planet as a human being, as a human child in Vrindavan, this form is extremely attractive even to the Vishnu Tattva forms in the Vaikuntha Loka also. Maya Balam Darshayata Grihitam. Maya Balam is not the material Maya. By his own internal potency, Krishna manifests this form as co-head boy in Vrindavan. That is very attractive to even Vaikuntha Vishnu also. Right? Parampadam Bhushana Bhushanangam. This form of Krishna is the ornament of all ornaments. Ornaments of Krishna are not ornaments of Krishna. Krishna is an ornament for those ornaments. By wearing the ornaments, Krishna is not becoming beautiful. Because these ornaments are adorning Krishna's form, the ornaments are becoming beautiful. If we wear, they don't look so beautiful. Krishna wears, then only they look beautiful. Therefore, he is the ornament of all ornaments. And the Gopis also speak this. This I have taken from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The last quality of Krishna, there are 64 qualities of Krishna. The last quality is Rupa Madhuri. In that, Rupa Goswami quotes this Yanmarkya shloka again. Kaviraj Goswami quotes it, Mahaprabhu quotes it, and even Rupa Goswami is also quoting this. And in that commentary, he quotes this shloka. We'll just see the red line at this moment. Trailokya Saubhagamidam cha nirikshya rupam. Even all the residents of all the 3 planetary systems wait to take darshan of Krishna's form. And the opulences that are not available in all the 3 worlds are present in this simple cowhead boy form of Krishna and Vrindavan. Now, Kaviraj Goswami elaborates. Actually, Mahaprabhu elaborates this shloka through some Bengali shlokas. Krishnera yatheka kela sarvatava naralila naravaputahara swarupa.
Krishnarayate kakila sarvottaman naralila naravaputahara swarupa.
Gopa vesha venukara nava kishwara natavara
Gopa
haya anurupa.
Gopavesha Venukara Navakishora Natavara Naralilaya Rupa.
Some episodes of Chaitanya Charitamrita are so sweet. One Bhagavatam shloka is quoted and 10 Bengali shlokas explain that Bhagavatam shloka. You see purport of a shloka in the form of shlokas. So this is one such instance. Krishnera yatheka khela sarvottama naralila. Krishna performs so many pastimes. Sarvottama naralila. His human pastimes are extremely enchanting of all the pastimes that he performs. Naravaputahara swarupa. Originally Krishna is in human form. And human form is a replica of Krishna's original form in the spiritual realm. Gopa Vesha Venukara, he is in the form of a cowherd boy. Venukara, he is playing his flute. Navakishora, always youthful. Actually, Krishna's growth is very peculiar. Generally, the first 5 years of somebody's growth is Kaumara or Balyadasha. 5 to 10, it's Pauganda. 10 to 15, Kaishwara. Beyond 15, 16 onwards, it's Yavana. Krishna completes his Kaumara pastimes within 3 years, 4 months. When he's 3 years, 4 months old, he appears like a 5-year-old boy. And when he's 6 years, 8 months old, he looks like a 10-year-old boy. When he's 10-year-old, he appears like a 15-year-old boy. He's into Yavana. From 10 only, he's into Kaishwara and Yavana. An ordinary person will take 15 years or 16 years to come to Yavana. Krishna comes in 10 years only. An ordinary person will take 15 years to come to Yavana. In 15 years, he will come to old age. But Krishna is not like that. He comes to Yavana, he will remain as Nitya Yavana. Always Yavana. That's why it said Navakishwara, Natavara. He's like a drama artist, bluish person, golden clothes, peacock feathers on the head, Gunjamala in his neck. You can't see people roaming around like that. In the streets, he's Natavara. We have a recent Chandan Yatra Darshan. I missed it. Like, okay. This is further, I think we can skip some of them. Further, Rupa Goswami explained the Rupa Madhurya of Krishna. He also says that Krishna sees his own reflection and he becomes so attracted to his own form. And he thinks, who is this person? He's so beautiful. When Krishna is wondering his own beauty, his beauty increases. Then Krishna wonders, the beauty of this reflection is increasing. Then further his beauty increases. So when somebody appreciates you, you can perform better. Similarly, when Krishna appreciates his own beauty, his beauty increases, expands. His beauty is already unlimited, but it continuously expands. Unlimited power, unlimited. Power unlimited, it just keeps on growing. And especially when Krishna comes in front of the Gopis of Vrindavan, the beauty increases even more. So, anyways, let's come to this shloka. भांडीरे शशुखंड मंडनवर श्री खंडलिप्तांग हे
भांडीरे शशिखंड मंडनवर श्रीखंडलिप्तांग हे
वृंदारण्य पुरंदर स्फुरद वंदेन्दीवर श्यामला
वृंदारण्य पुरंदर स्फुरदमं वृंदीवर श्यामला
कालिंदी प्रिय नंद नंदन परानंदारविंदे क्षण
कालिंद प्रिय नंद नंदन परानंदारविंदेक्षण
श्री गोविंद मुकुंद सुंदर तनो मां दीनमानंदय
श्री गोविंद मुकुंद सुंदर तनो मां दीनमानंदय
भांडीरेश. Krishna is the master of Bhandirvan. All ones, but in this shloka, Bhandirvan is mentioned. Shikhanda Mandanavara. Krishna is resplendent with beautiful peacock feathers on his head. He is decorated with peacock feathers. Shri Khanda Liktanga He. This Shrikhand is not the Shrikhand that we eat. This Shrikhand is sandalwood pearl. His body limbs are anointed with sandalwood pearl. Bhandiresha Shikhanda Mandanavara Shrikhanda Liktanga He Vrindaranya Purandara Spuradamandendivara Shyamala. In Vrindavan, Krishna looks so beautiful that his beauty is compared with a freshly blossomed blue lotus bathed in moonlight. Vrindaranya Purandara Spuradamandendivara Shyamala Indivara Shyamala Kalindi Priya Nanda Nandana Paranandaravinde Kshana. Kalindi Priya. He loves Kalindi river and Kalindi also loves him. Yamuna also loves him. Yamuna just constantly keeps waiting. When will Krishna enter me and have his water pastimes? Kalindi Priya Nanda Nandana. Krishna is also Nanda Nandana, son of Nanda Maharaj. Para Nanda Nandana Paranandaravinda Ikshana. Aravinda Ikshana. Krishna has lotus-like eyes. Shri Govinda Mukunda Sundaratano Mandhina Manandaya. O Govinda, O Mukunda, O Sundaratano, O Lord who has beautiful bodily limbs, please, we are Dina, give some Ananda to us. He's begging spiritual bliss. We are too caught up in material bliss. Pursuing material bliss is basically pursuing material anxiety. On the spiritual plane, happiness is happiness, distress is also happiness. But on material plane, distress is distress, happiness is also distress. So when we are pursuing material pleasures in this material world, we are actually pursuing material distress, not pleasures. So we need to train our minds. Afternoon we were remembering the shloka from Padmavali, I think. संसाराम्भसि संभृत भ्रम भरे गंभीरता पत्रया ग्राहेणाभिगृहीत मुग्रगतिना क्रोशन्तमन्तर्भयात् दीप्त्रेण अद्य सुदर्शनेन विबुधा क्लान्तिच्छिदाकारिणा चिन्ता सन्ततिरुद्धमुद्धर हरे मच्चित्तदन्तीश्वरम्. Machitta Dantishwaram. My chitta is like Dantishwaram, means Gajendra. What is the situation of Gajendra? Samsara ambhasi sambhrita brahma bhare. In the samsara ambhasi, in this ocean of material existence, sambhrita brahma bhare. So this material ocean is filled with all kinds of illusions, allurements, temptations, distractions and tribulations. Brahma bhare. Gambhirata patraya. Situation is very grave. Tapatraya, all the threefold material miseries. My situation is like that. Like Gajendra, who entered that lake, I have entered this condition, this material world, filled with material miseries. Samsara bhasi sambhrata brahma bhare gambhirata patraya. Grahena bhigrihita mugra gatina kroshantam antarbhaya. Grahena. This graha, this crocodile has caught me. Ugragatina, very fiercely caught me, not leaving me. Gajendra was thinking, he will leave me in 1 hour, in 2 hours, in 3 hours. 1,000 years passed, he did not leave. Sometimes we have to live with the problem. So many times we are consoled, right? Oh, problem will not stay forever. Good days also will come. Yeah, it may happen in certain cases, but sometimes problem, we have to live with the problem forever. Grahena bhigrihita mugra gatina akroshantam antarbhaya. I'm crying, I'm lamenting. Internally I'm anxious, very fearful. Antarbhaya. Deeptrena adya sudarshanena vibudha klantichhida karina. Oh Lord, release your effulgent Sudarshana chakra. That Sudarshan chakra can cause fearlessness even to great devatas. Deeptrena adya. Today you release your Sudarshan chakra. Sudarshana, this is Klantichhada Karina Vibudha. Even Vibhudas, even Devatas also derive their protection, their safety from the Sudarshan chakra. Please release that Sudarshan chakra. Chinta Santata Ruddha Buddha Rahare Machitta Dantishwaram. Protect my chitta, which is like Gajendra. I'm caught up in this samsara ambhasi. Kill this crocodile of Maya. Kill this crocodile of material distractions. Kill the crocodile of my material desires and protect me. Protect me from all chintas. Let me do chintan, not chinta. So that is the prayer. So I think we were sidelined, we went somewhere else. So further, Rupa Madhuri is described by Rupa Goswami in this way. Krishnasya Purnatama Vyaktabhut Gokulantari Purnatara. So Purnata, Purnatarata, Dwaraka, Mathuradishu. Basically in Gokul, Krishna appears as most perfect. In Dwaraka and Mathura and other places, he appears as perfect and more perfect. So Krishna's beauty is manifested to its highest possible extent in Vrindavan, not in Dwaraka and Mathura. And we still respect. There are devotees who like Dwaraka form of Krishna, majestic form of Krishna. Yes, let them worship. Every form has its own worshippers. Now, Lord Shiva, we saw Brahma's glorification of Krishna's form. Let's see Shiva's glorification of Krishna's form. Shiva is saying in Rudra Gita, Darshanam no didrukshunam
Darshanam no didrukshunam
Dehi bhagavatarchitam
Dehi bhagavatarchitam
Rupam priyatamam svanam
Rupam priyatamam svanam
Sarvendriya gunanjanam
Sarvendriya gunanjanam
Darshanam no didrukshunam. Oh Krishna, please give me darshan. Dehi bhagavatarchitam. Dehi, he is begging for darshan of Krishna. What kind of form he wanted? Bhagavata architam. Please manifest yourself in that form in which Bhagavatas worship you. Bhagavata architam. Rupam priyatamam svana. Priyatama. Priya, priyatara, priyatama. Please show that Rupa which is extremely dear to your most exalted devotees, especially the Gopis, that is Krishna's form. What is the effect of seeing the darshan of Krishna's form? Sarvendriya Gunanjanam, all the senses are completely satisfied. When someone comes in contact with the beautiful form of Krishna, naturally eyes are satisfied with the beauty of Krishna. Nose is satisfied by the fragrance emanating from the garlands of Krishna and the tulsi leaves offered to Krishna. Then, tongue is satisfied by tasting Krishna prasadam or tulsi leaves and chanting the holy names of Krishna. The sense of touch is also satisfied by the breeze that is coming from Krishna's body. Right? Breeze is there that touches Krishna's body and touches our body. Just by coming in that surroundings of Krishna, our body also gets satisfied. Our ears are satisfied by hearing Krishna's names and hearing Krishna's glories. Sarvendriya Gunanjanam. And in Vrindavan, Krishna satisfies all our senses to the highest possible extent. As we also see, Hrishikena Hrishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyati. The senses are meant to be engaged in the master of all senses, Krishna. Then the senses are satisfied. Otherwise, there is no satisfaction for the senses. At the end of 9th canto of Bhagavatam, the Gopis are speaking like this. This beautiful form of Krishna that is completely satisfying to the all senses must be relished by all senses perpetually. Especially the eyes should focus on the beautiful form of Krishna. But we have only 2 eyes, and the eyes have eyelids. They are constantly blinking. And within one eye blink, the Gopis of Vrindavan experience millions of yugas of separation from Krishna. So they become frustrated and they criticize Krishna, criticize Brahma for designing human bodies in this way. That is the shloka. Towards the end of 9th canto. Yasyananam makarkundala charukarnam
Yasyananam makarkundala charukarnam
Rajat kapola subhagam suvilasahasam
Rajat kapola subhagam suvilasahasam
Nityotsavam natatrupar drishibhi pibantyo
Nityotsavam natatrupur vishidhi pibatyo
Naryo narascha muditaha kupitani meshcha
Naryo narascha mudita kupitani nescha
Yasyananam makarakundala charukarna Makarakundala. Krishna has a beautiful face. Ananam. Makarakundala, alligator shaped earrings. Of all the ornaments of Krishna, his earrings are very special. Because as Krishna is just moving here and there in Vrindavan, they get to constantly kiss the cheeks of Damodar. Right? This is described by Digdarshini Tika of Damodar Ashtakam. Yasyananam makarakundala charukarna bhrajat kapola subhagam suvilasahasam. Already we have seen the effect of the hasam, the laughter of Krishna, the smile of Krishna. So the beautiful face of Krishna is decorated with an enchanting smile. Nityotsavam, to be able to see the beautiful form of Krishna is Nitya Utsava, greatest celebration for the eyes. No other celebration. Natatripur dishibhi pibantyo, you drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty with your eyes. You drink the nectar of Krishna Katha with the bowls of your ears. The first canto of Bhagavatam says that Nityam niriksha bhananam yadapi dvarakaukasam navitrupyanti hidrishaha shriyo dhamangamachutam. Although the Dwarkavasis are accustomed to see Krishna's beauty regularly, Nityam niriksha bhananam, still navitrupyanti hidrishaha. Their eyes are not satisfied. Why? Shriyo dhama angam achyutam. Dhama means abode of Shri, all opulences. Achyuta's anga is dham of all Shris. The form of Krishna is the abode of all beauties. Therefore, they are never satiated. They are never bored. They want to perpetually see Nityotsavam. One more shloka. Same in that series. Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha panapatram mukham drisham bahavo lokapalanam saranganam padambujam. Shriyo nivaso yasyoraha. His chest is the residence of Lakshmi Devi. Panapatram mukham drisham. This line I wanted to explain. Panapatra means a bowl that you use to drink something. Krishna's face is the bowl. And what's there inside the bowl? Beauty. For your soup or whatever, amras, you need a bowl, right, to hold it. Similarly, Krishna's face is that vessel, that bowl that holds all the beauty in the entire creation. Panapatra mukham drisham. So Krishna's mukha is like bowl. If you are thirsty for beauty, take the bowl of Krishna's face and keep drinking the beauty. Unlimited beauty. So Nityotsavam na tatrupur drishibhi pavantyo naryo narascha mudita kupita nivescha. Naryo narascha. Whether they are men or women, male or female, everybody they are attracted to Krishna. It is spiritual beauty. It doesn't depend on the gender of the person who is seeing that beauty. It's not material beauty. It's completely spiritual beauty. All men, all women can completely get attracted. That's why the Gopis are saying, Akshan vatam phalamidam naparam vidamaha. There is no other purpose for our eyes apart from seeing this beautiful form of Krishna. Why our elders are stopping us? There are so many social customs. There are young girls seeing this another village boy, although Krishna is hardly 7-year-old. Still, there are some social customs, and these Gopis are thinking that why our elders are stopping. It's not that the purpose of our eyes is to see Krishna. The purpose of their eyes also is to see Krishna. They should join us to take darshan of Krishna. They should not restrict us from seeing Krishna. That's what is their complaint. So they are saying, Naryo narascha kupita mudita nimescha. So the Gopis felt frustrated and they started criticizing Brahma. Why did you design these bodies with only 2 eyes? That too with eyelids. Next time when you create human bodies in the next creation, take consultancy class. We'll give you advice where to locate eyes in the human body so that they get to see Krishna perpetually. This sloka, this also. Many slokas I'm hearing from you. This I have. I should not. Please. Bhakta paya bhujanga garudabadi Trailokya rakshamani
Bhaktavaya Bhujanga Garudamani Trilokya Rakshamani
Gopi lochana chatakam budamani Saundarya mudramani
Gopi Lochana Chatakam Budamani Saundarya Mudramani
Yah kantamani rukmani Ghanakucha dvandvaika bhushamani
Yatkantamani Rukmini Ganakucha Dvandvaika Bhushamani
Shreyo devashikhamani dishatu no Gopala chudamani
Shreyo Devashikhamani Dishatu Gopala Chudamani
Gopi lochana chatakam budamani. Just like chataka birds constantly wait for the clouds. Jewel-like clouds here, ambudamani. They wait for the clouds to shower rains. Similarly, the eyes of the gopis, which are like chataka birds, wait for Krishna cloud only. Krishna has cloud-like complexion. When he comes in front of the gopis are waiting for this. They are not satisfied with any darshan. Just like chataka birds are not satisfied with any kind of water anywhere. Similarly, gopis are also not satisfied with any kind of darshan, any form of the Lord. They wait for Krishna. Saundarya mudramani. Another sloka is there. Gopi lochana chatakam budamani saundarya mudramani. I think Fullendiravani. Fullendivara kanti mindu vadanam barhavatam sapriyam Shrivat sanka mudara kaustu bhadaram Pitambaram sundaram Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanam Gopasanghavrutam Govindam kalaveduvadanabaram Divyanga bhusham bhaji. In that sloka, 3rd line says, in this sloka, 2nd line said, Gopi lochana chatakam budamani saundarya mudramani. In that sloka, 3rd line says, Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanam Gopasanghavrutam. When Krishna is entering the forest of Vrindavan, surrounded with the go and gopas, cows and the cowhead boys are surrounding Krishna. Gopa Sanghavritam. Accompanied by all these cows and boys, Krishna is entering Vrindavan forest. Then Gopinam Nayanotpalarchita Tanum. The Tanu of Krishna, the body of Krishna is worshipped by what? Gopinam Nayana Utpala. The eyes, the glances of the gopis are like Utpala flowers. Just like we offer Pushabhishek to Krishna, we shower flowers on Krishna. The gopis shower their glances on Krishna, which is like Pushabhishek. That's like Archan. Gopis are doing Archan of Krishna. Gopinam Nayanotpalarchitatanum. Nayana Utpala, their glances are like Utpala flowers. Architatanum, Krishna's body is being bathed by it. Means from top to top, the gopis are watching Krishna. They are relishing every aspect of Krishna's beauty. Who can relish sweets? One who does not have diabetes. Similarly, who can relish the beautiful form of Krishna when there is no lust in the heart?
Yeah.
Although gopis are seen as lusty people by some people, but they have absolutely no lust. Therefore, they are able to relish every aspect of Krishna's beauty with absolutely no tinge of personal enjoyment. When the gopis decorate themselves very beautifully, it is to give pleasure to Krishna's eyes. Not that they have so much of inclination to show off that how beautiful they are. They want to give pleasure to Krishna's eyes. That's the only purpose. Why the gopis are crying in Vrindavan when Krishna is going out along with Akrura? The gopis are thinking within, Krishna gets best service in Vrindavan only. All the toppers in all rasas are there in Vrindavan only. So whichever rasa Krishna wants to relish, all the toppers of all rasas are there to provide that service. Especially we gopis are there in Vrindavan. We serve Krishna. Although they had limited opportunity, limited interaction with Krishna being Madhurya gopis, still they feel that we can render the best quality service to Krishna, no one else can render. Not out of their pride, that's the reality. That's their constitutional position to offer best service to Krishna. If people in Mathura or Dwarka are able to offer that kind of service to Krishna, we don't mind, let Krishna stay there forever. But if Krishna goes there, Krishna will be deprived of the high quality, best quality service. We can't tolerate this pain of seeing Krishna deprived of this best quality service. Therefore, we want Krishna to stay back. They are not asking Krishna to stay back for their selfish enjoyment. They are thinking that Krishna will miss enjoyment, therefore he should stay here. That is the extent of Gopi's selfless love, unmotivated love. They don't mind living in the hell for the rest of eternity to relieve Krishna from his headache even for a fraction of a second by giving some dust to Krishna. That is the Gopis' love for Krishna. So Gopis want to relish Krishna's beauty. Even within one eye blink, they experience millions of yugas of separation from Krishna. Therefore they said this, Akshanvatam Palamadam Naparam Vidama. We already mentioned this. Then comes one of our favorite shlokas. Barhapidam Natavaravapuh Karnayo Karnikaram.
Barhapidam Natavaravapuh Karnayo Karnikaram.
Bibharadvasaha Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam.
Bibharadvasaha Kapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam.
Randhran Venoradhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrinde.
Randhran Venoradhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrinde.
Dharanyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti.
Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti.
So Krishna wears this resplendent peacock feather on his head. Natavara Vapuhu, again Natavara, drama artist. Karnayor Karnikara is keeping Karnika flower near his ears. Bibharadvasaha, shining yellow cloth. Kanaka Kapisham with golden hue. Vaijayantim Chamala, forest flower garland. Randhran Venoradhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrindayar. He is filling the nectar of his lips into the holes of his flute and Gopa Vrindayar. He is accompanied by all the Gopas, and in this way he is entering Vrindaranyam. Vrindaranyam Swapada Ramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti. And Gopas are also singing his glories. So Krishna plays his flute so expertly that he blends his flute song with the natural sounds of Vrindavan, the cool breezes of Vrindavan, and also the cows and the calves, they are making some little sounds, and the birds are chirping, and the water is also, the waves of the water are also making some nice sound. So Krishna blends his flute song very artistically with all these natural sounds of Vrindavan and creates an ecstatic experience for everybody. That's how Krishna enters Vrindavan. Sharadudashaye sadhu jata sad sarasi jodhara shri mushadrisha
Suratanathate shulka dasika Varadani grato neha kimbada.
Sharadudashaye sadhu jata sad. Sharad means autumn season. Udashaye means reservoirs of water. Sadhu jata sat. So there are very nice, clean, pure flowers that are blooming, blossoming in the autumn lakes of Vrindavan. Sarasi Jodhara Shri Mushadrisha. Krishna's beautiful face outshines the beauty of all these blossoming flowers in the water reservoirs of Vrindavan. Suratanathate Shulkadasika. Suratanatha. Oh Lord, you are the real Lord of our life, Lord of our Rati. You can completely satisfy our feelings of attraction towards you. Please come back. The Gopis are singing this song in separation from Krishna when Krishna left them in the middle of Rasa Leela. Ashulka Dasika, you are taking us for granted because we have become your maid servants without even accepting any payment from you. That's why you are taking us for granted. You are not giving us darshan. After doing so much of service with so much of dedication, are we not even qualified to take your darshan also? You are taking us for granted like this? You are Kitava, you are a cheater. Kitava yoshitaha kastyajya dishi. You are leaving simple women in the middle of the forest. You will definitely incur the sinful reaction of killing women. Come back. Varadani ghanato neha kimbadha. Neha kimbadha. Is it not killing us? You have taken so much service from us and you have not given payment. You have not even given your darshan and you are killing us. You will definitely incur sinful reaction. They sometimes threaten Krishna also. Only Gopis can do that. We can't imitate it. Further, they describe Krishna's beauty even in their suppression. You see, they are chastising Krishna in the last line, but the first three lines are just glorifying Krishna's beauty. Sharadudasaye sadhu chatas. Atati yad bhavan ahnikananam truti yugayate tvam akashyatam kutila kuntalam shri mukham jate jalarudikshatam pashnakritisham. Just now we discussed the 9th canto shloka, right? Something similar. Atati yad bhavan ahnikananam. In the morning, he entered the forest, Vrindavan, without any shoes. Do you know how much anxiety we feel? We are entering Vrindavan without any shoes and so many sharp stones and pebbles and thorns thorns in Vrindavan. They are piercing your tender feet. Pravala means freshly grown mango leaves. Your feet are softer than the freshly grown mango leaves, the reddish leaves, very, very soft. So we are experiencing distress, thinking that how are you just traveling in Vrindavan like that? Just like Krishna's movements in Vrindaranya cause great anxiety to the Gopis. Lord Ramachandra's movements in Dandakaranya also caused similar anxiety to the Ayodhya Vasis. Just by thinking that, oh, Ram is walking in the forests of Dandakaranya, Ayodhya Vasis faint. So, Truti Yugayate Tvama Pashyata. Truti, a fraction of a second, becomes Yugayate, becomes a full Yuga, millennium. Truti Yugayate Tvam Apashyatam. Without seeing you, we experience that this one moment has become like one Yuga. Kutila Kuntalam Sri Mukham Chate. Your beautiful face is nicely encircled with Kutila Kuntalam, curly locks of hair. We can't see you. Apashyata. We are in separation. Jada Udikshatam Pakshma Krudrisham. Jada. That foolish creator has designed our human bodies in this way by keeping only two eyes. How can we relish our beauty? Truti Yugayati Tvama Pashyatam. The Dwarkavasis is also praised in a similar way. The Dwarkavasis are saying, Yerhyam Bujaksha Pasasara Bho Bhavan Kurun Mathun Vata Suhrti Drikshayam Tatrabda Koti Pratimakshano Bhaved Ravin Vinakshnor Ivanastavachutam. Yerhyam Bujaksha, oh Bujaksha, oh lotus-eyed Krishna. When you go to your relatives' homes, you leave Dwarka, you go to Hastinapur, you go to Mathura sometimes, you visit Dwarka, Vrindavan sometimes. So at that time when you are out of station, you know what is our condition? Ravim Vina Akshnor Ivan Astavachyuta. We are like eyes without sun. Although eyes are perfectly functioning, when sun is not there, we cannot see. Sun, moon, electricity, all these luminaries, when they are not there, we cannot see. So we are like eyes without sun. Then Tatrabda Koti Pratimakshano Bhaved. One Kshana becomes like Abda Koti. Abda Koti means millions of years. 1 crore years. Or crores of years. 130 becomes like that. Same thing they are saying. Truti Yugayate Tvama Pashyata. This is the separation that a devotee feels after being addicted to Krishna's beautiful form. What's the time now?
We have a lot of time, Prabhuji.
9:30.
No, please continue.
Okay, I don't mind. This is great occasion by us. Hamshalambita Vama Kundaladharam Mandonata Bhrulatam
Hamsamritama Kundaladharam Mandonataram
Kinchit Kunchita Komaladharaputam Sachi Prasarikshadam
Kinchit Kunchita Komaladharaputam Sachi Prasarikshadam
Alolanguli Pallavair Muralikam Apurayantam Muda
Alolanguli Pallavai Mulatikam Apuryantam Muda
Mule Kalpatarostri Bhangalalitam Dhyaye Jagan Mohanam
Mule Kalpataro Srimangalalitam Dhyaye Jagamohanam
Amshalambita Vama Kundaladharam Mandonata Bhrulatam. The Lord wears kundala, alligator-shaped earrings. They are so beautiful, reaching to his shoulders. So these earrings are reaching to his shoulders. In Mother Mohan Temple we see that. Then Mandonata Bhrulatam, the vines of your eyebrows are slightly raised like this. Kanchit Kunchita Komaladharaputam Sachi Prasarekshanam. The Lord's glances are crooked and his lips are slightly curved, just to pour the nectar of his lips into the holes of his flute to produce millions of mesmerizing ragas that can moisten the eyes of even the residents of upper planets. Even great masters of musical science also become mesmerized by Krishna's flute song. They're thinking, which raga is he playing? Then Alolanguli Pallavair Muralikam Apurayantam Muta. When Krishna is playing his flute, his tender fingers are nicely dancing on the holes of the flute, right? See how Acharyas have relished every aspect of Krishna's beauty. So when somebody is playing flute, we may focus on the sound. But they are seeing how Krishna's lips are slightly pursed like this. How Krishna is pouring the nectar of his lips into the holes. How his fingers are very gently moving on the holes. How Krishna is showering his sidelong glances while playing flute. So Krishna, while holding Govardhan mountain like this, while standing in Tribhanga form, he plays flute. And Madhumangal becomes very anxious. Krishna, when you play flute, rocks will melt. And flowing rivers will become solid rock. So before Indra's rain inundates us, looks like Govardhan will melt and Govardhan will inundate us. Stop playing flute. And someone else has to argue with Madhumangal. Says, hey, Govardhan is a gentlemanly person, so he will never melt against the context. He understands the context here. He will not he has self-control. So this is how Krishna plays his flute. Then in the 23rd chapter of 10th canto, we see that Krishna and all the Gopas become a little hungry. Krishna sends all the Gopas to beg some food from the wives of Brahmanas. First Brahmanas reject, then they go to the wives of Brahmanas and they personally bring. They did not just give some food to the kids, Gopas. So they personally come into the forest. Again, Pati Sutanmaya Bharatrubhan Dhavadati Vilambhati Achyutagata. They experience all that and they come and they see the beautiful form of Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami describes Shyamam Hiranya Paridhim Vanamalya Barha
Shyamam Hiranya Paridhim Vanamalya Barha
Dhatu Pravala Natavesha Manuvratam Se
Dhatu Pravala Natavesha Manuvratam Se
Vinyasta Hasta Mitarena Dhunana Mabjam
Vinyasta Hasta Mitarena Dhunana Mabjam
Karnotpalalaka Kapola Mukhabjahasam
Karnotpalala Kapola Mukhabjahasam
Shyamam Hiranya Paridhim Vanamalya Barha. Similar descriptions come. He's dark in complexion. He's also wearing a Vanamala. Dhatu Pravala Natavesha Manuvratamsa. He's just throwing his one hand on the shoulder of his friend, and with other hand he's just twirling a nice lotus flower, and wearing a beautiful peacock feather. He's just glancing at this woman who came to serve Krishna. Mukhabja Hasam, he's smiling at them. And all these ladies said, Brahmana Patni said, we will stay here like Mahadevatas, offering worship to you, serving you, offering tulsi leaves to your lotus feet. You please don't leave us, don't be cruel, don't ask us to go back. Then Krishna said, Shravana Darshan Dhyanat Mayu Bhavo Kirtanat Natathasan Nikarshena Pratiyata Tato Grahan. They said, oh really? We'll go back, we'll do Shravana, Darshana of deity form, not your personal darshan. Shravana, Darshana, Dhyana, Mayu Bhavo Kirtanat. Okay, let's go and do this. Same shloka Krishna spoke to the Gopis. Gopis said, Shravana, Darshana, Dhyana, Mayu Bhavo Anukirtana. We want Sannikarshana. We want to be with you, close. They denied Krishna's order. They are in a higher position than even Dvijapatnis. Actually, Krishna is indicating to these Dvijapatnis, you go and do Shravana, Kirtana, Dhyana, following the footsteps of Gopis, then you will be able to come to the forest and be with me. He is indicating to the Dvijapatnis. Anyways, they also experienced this beautiful form of Krishna. This is spoken by the Mathura ladies. This beautiful shloka describes 6 aspects of Krishna's beauty. Again, this is quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Siksha to Sanatana Goswami. And he explained this shloka in several Bengali shlokas. Very beautiful shloka. Gopyastapah kimacharan yadamushyarupam
Gopyastapah kimacharan yadamushyarupam
Lavanya saramasamordhamananya siddham
Lavanya saramasamodhamananya siddham
Drigbhih pibantyanusava bhinavam durapam
Drigbhih pibantyanusava bhinavam durapam
Ekanta dhama yashasha shriya aishwarasya
Ekanta dhama yashasya shriya aishwarasya
Gopyaha tapaha kimacharam yadamushya rupam. What great tapasya did the Gopis of Vrindavan do to be able to see this beautiful form of Krishna in Vrindavan? Gopyaha tapaha kimacharam. What does it mean? Tapasya is a qualification to be able to see the Lord in Vrindavan? No, it's just a convention. Even in the third canto it is mentioned, Durapahyalpa tapasa seva vaikunthavartmasu yatropagiyate nityam deva devo janardana. Those who are meager in their austerity will not get an opportunity to do some Vaishnava seva. That does not mean tapasya is a prerequisite to be able to do Vaishnava seva. It's a convention of saying it, nothing more than that. Here they are saying, Gopyaha tapaha kimacharam yadamushya rupam. What great tapasya did the Gopis of Vrindavan do to be able to relish Krishna's beautiful form? The context of this shloka is, Krishna just killed Kuvalayapida and he entered Kamsa's wrestling arena. There, all the women of Mathura, actually all the Mathuravasis saw Krishna and they became little overwhelmed. 10-year-old boy, 10 and a half, 11-year-old boy maximum. And Balaram is also of similar age. And in front of Krishna and Balaram were mountain-like wrestlers, Chandura, Mushtika, Shala, Toshala, Kuta. So seeing these mountain-like wrestlers and these tender, fragile young boys about to fight with each other, all the residents, all the citizens of Mathura and especially the women of Mathura were extremely compassionate. They felt concerned. They felt that we are so unfortunate that we are seeing Krishna mistreated, disrespected, mishandled, attacked by these mountain-like wrestlers approved by the king. But the Gopis are so fortunate, they don't have to see Krishna attacked by anyone. They are only seeing Krishna's beautiful, sweet form, lovingly having so many pastimes with the Gopas and Gopis and peacocks and cows and calves. So they are fortunate, we are not so fortunate. They are able to see Krishna's form. What is the speciality of this form? 6 features of Krishna's form are described in this shloka. Number 1, Lavanya Saram. Lavanya means loveliness. Lavanya Saram, Krishna's beautiful form is the essence of all loveliness. Asamordham, there is no other form of Krishna which is equal to or superior to Krishna's cowherd boy form in Vrindavan. Lavanya Saram, Asamordham. Third, Ananya Siddham, where did Krishna get this beauty? Nowhere else. It's innate in him. It's intrinsic quality of Krishna to be so beautiful. Where did you get your beauty? He is the source of all beauties. Sarvendriya Gunanjanam and what is other shloka? Snigdha pravridghanashyamam sarva saundarya sangraham charvayata chaturbahu sujata ruchirananam sarva saundarya sangraham. Krishna is sangraha, collection of all beauties in the material and spiritual worlds. Sarva saundarya sangraham. So it's innate in him, Ananya Siddham. Acharya is also giving another perspective to Ananya Siddham. Ananya Siddham means no one else other than the Gopis can relish Krishna's beauty. This Lavanya Sara, this Asamordham is not Siddha for any Anya people. It's not available or accessible or relishable to anyone other than the Gopis. That's why Gopyas tapaha kimacharam yadamushya rupam. Only Gopis can relish Krishna's beauty. You may think, okay, I will also purchase a ticket to Vrindavan, go and see Krishna's beauty. No, it doesn't work like that. Vrindavan is not a geographical location on the map. It's a state of consciousness. When you are in pure consciousness, we will see Vrindavan. We will relish the Dham Vrindavan and the Lord of Vrindavan, Krishna, and his beauty. Lavanya Saravasamordhamananya Siddham Dribhihi Pibanti Anusava Abhinavam. Dribhihi Pibanti means you drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty with your eyes. Drink the nectar of Krishna Katha with your ears, right? Drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty with your eyes. When you keep drinking, you don't get bored. Anusava Abhinavam. The more you look at Krishna, the more you feel like you're looking at him more and more and more. Insatiable beauty of Krishna. Anusava Abhinavam. Durapam. 5th quality is rarely attainable. Extremely rare. Only Gopis can attain. Not everyone will be able to relish Krishna's beauty. The beauty of Krishna is relation to the highest possible extent only with the gopis, and amongst them Srimati Radharani. No one else can. That's why Krishna became very intrigued. Why Radharani is relishing my beauty, my sweetness? She is serving me. She is working so hard. But I am not getting as much happiness as she is getting. Her happiness in rendering service is 10 million times more than my happiness, and I am the recipient of service. Generally, the person who is receiving service should get all happiness, and one who is working hard gets little tired and all. But she is experiencing greater bliss than Krishna. But Krishna is intrigued. Therefore, he took the form of Lord Chaitanya. Durapam. Ekanta dhama yashashaha Shriya Aishwarasya. It's one. Krishna's cowhead boy form in Vrindavan is the one and only abode of all opulences, not only beauty, wealth, wisdom. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami, means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, gives a big list of opulences. His beauty, his forgiveness, everything is mentioned there. Tarunyamrita Paravara Tarangala Vanyasara Tate Sei Avarta Bhavagama.
Karimita Para Tarangala Vanyasara Tate Se Avarta Bhavagama.
Vamshidhani Chakravata Narirmana Trinapata Taha Dubai Nahaya Udgama.
Vamsidvani Chakravata Nari Ramana Trinapata Tahadubaya Nahaya Udgama.
Tarunyamrita Parava. Tarunya means youth. Youthful beauty of Krishna is Amrita, it's nectar. Nectarian youthful beauty of Krishna is like Parava, it's a big ocean. Then Taranga Lavanya Sara. Lavanya Sara. Lavanya Sara Masamordhamananya Siddham. He is elaborating on this shloka. Lavanya Sara means essence of loveliness. That essence of Krishna's loveliness is like a taranga, it's like a wave. Tarunyamrita Paravara, his nectarian youthful beauty is, nectarian youth is like an ocean, and that loveliness is a wave of ocean. And that youth of Krishna can do many other wonders. If it's an ocean, there are so many waves. One wave is loveliness. There are other waves also. He does so many pastimes and all. Taranyamrita Paravara Taranga Lavanyasara Tate Sei Avarta Bhavagama. So seeing the beautiful form of Krishna, essence of loveliness of Krishna, beautiful, exquisite beauty of Krishna, the Gopis of Vrindavan experience great ecstasy, greatest ecstasy. Vamshi Dhvani, very exciting comparison. The sound of Krishna's flute, Vamshi Dhvani, is like Chakravata. Chakravata is like whirlwind. Then Narirmana Trinapata. Narirmana means the mind of all the gopis is like Trinapata, small leaves, dry leaves. When Chakravata comes, all the dry leaves just go up, right? When Trinavarta came, whirlwind demon came, all the leaves just went up. Entire Vrindavan is filled with Rajas and Tamas. Rajasa Tamasavritam. Rajas and Tamas is not mode of goodness and mode of passion and ignorance. Rajas means dust, Tamas means darkness. Right? So here, whirlwind of Krishna's flute song came, and all the gopis' hearts are like Trinapata, small dry leaves. They are just raising in this whirlwind. Basically, they are attracted to Krishna. Then Taha Dubaye Nahaya Udgama. There is no other escaping from this whirlwind only. They are completely immersed in this flute song of Krishna, relishing the flute song of Krishna. That's how the gopis are attracted. This is what I was quoting. Snigdha Pravridhana Shyamam Sarva Saundarya Sangraha. He is a collection of all beauties. Karacharana Saroje Kantiman Netramine.
Karacharana Saroje Kantiman Netramine.
Shrama Musha Bhuja Bichi Vyakule Gadhamarge.
Shrama Musha Bhuja Bichi Vyakule Gadhamarge.
Harisara विगाह्य पीयते जोजलौघम्
हरिसरसि विगाय पीयते जोजलौघम्
भवमरुपरिखिन्नः क्लेशमद्य त्यजामि
भवमरुपरिखिन्नः क्लेशमद्य त्यजामि
करचरण सरोजे कांतिमन नेत्रमीनि. So Krishna's Kara and Charana are like Saroja. His hands and legs are like lotuses, right? Kantiman Netramine, his eyes are like fishes that are restlessly moving in a water reservoir. Similarly, Krishna's eyes are also restlessly moving, seeing the Gopis, searching for the Gopis everywhere. Shrava Bhusha Bhuja Vichi Vyakule Gadhamarge. This lake's water relieves us from all fatigue. And Shrava Musha Bhuja Vichi, it's agitated by waves of his arms that is creating. And its current flows deep beyond fathoming by diving into the lake of Lord Hari and drinking freely of the abundant waters of his splendor. Let the desert of my material existence be exhausted today. Desert is dry. When you put some water there, it's some kind of nourishment there. Similarly, this material existence is like desert. Our hearts are like desert. We need the nectar of Krishna's beauty. In a sense, that is the essence. Something similar comes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adilila, 2nd chapter. Krishnot Kirtana Gana Nartana Kala Pathojani Bharajita Sadbhakta Vali Hamsa Chakra Madhupa Sreni Viharaspadam Karananandikaladhanir Vahatu Me Jihva Maruprangani Sri Chaitanya Daya. I forgot the last name. It's okay. Tavalasat Leela Sudha Svardhani, like that. Basically, Chaitanya Leela is compared with a nice river with so many lotuses of Sravana, Kirtana, all that. And all the devotees of the Lord are compared with Chakravaka, Hamsas that are frolicking amidst these lotus stems. And let this nectarian river of Chaitanya Katha flow on the desert of your tongue. That's about Leela's glorification. And this is form of the Lord. I think we should stop here. This I quoted already. Dwarkavasis, there are many more slokas. I think we'll stop here. It's not appropriate to go beyond 9:33 now. There's no end to Krishna's beauty. The more we the more we drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty, the more we relish. Okay, we should conclude with Radharani. We began with Krishna now and concluded with Radha now. Today also we began with Krishna now and concluding with Radha's beauty. Krishna's beauty, concluding with Radha's beauty. Yesterday we began with the sloka spoken by Shuka, parrot. Saundaryam Lalanali Dhairya Dalanam Leela Ramastambhini Krishna Jagan Mohana. Now Sarika, the female parrot, glorifies Srimati Radharani, kind of competing with the male parrot, Krishna. Sarika, she says, what was that sloka? Oh, you remember? Krishna Jagan Mohana. Madhyalila 17 point something.
You can search for it.
Yeah, I can do. I can search in this whole, it's a little confusing.
17?
200, beyond 200. Yeah, I think I quoted here. Shri Radhikaya Priyata Surupata Sushilata Nartana Gana Chaturi Gunali Sampat Kavita Charajate Jaganmano Mohana Chitta Mohini Shri Radhikaya, it's not there, by the way. Shri Radhikaya Priyata Surupata. Srimati Radharani has very beautiful form. Priyata Surupata. Very dear to Krishna, Surupa, very beautiful form. Sushilata, very wonderful character. Nartana Gana Chaturi. She's expert in singing and dancing. Gunali Sampat. The 6 aspects of Krishna's form are described by Sukha. Sarika says Gunali Sampat. You may list 6, but Radharani has groups of exquisite qualities, wonderful qualities. Your Krishna cannot compare with Radharani. Gunali Sampat Kavita Cha Rajati. In one line, she defeated Sukha. Jaganmano Mohana Chitta Mohini. If your Krishna is Jagan Mohana, Radharani is Jagan Mano Mohana Chitta Mohini.
Wow.
She can completely captivate the heart of someone who completely captivates the hearts of other people. We'll recite this sloka from Vrindavan. We'll conclude this. Mohinyamapi nasti medbhutavati ka parvati korvashi.
मोहिन्यापि नास्ति मेद्भुतगति का पार्वती कोर्वशी
Kavanyavarvarnini ratiyuta yachchetikam gacchatam.
कामान्यावरवर्णिनी रतियुजा यच्चेत्तकां गच्छाताम्
Yekam panyu pashyati hridi maha sammohanashyamala.
एकामप्यनुपश्यति हृदि महासम्मोहनश्यामला
Svantatyantami mohini spuratu me vrindavanadhishwari.
स्वान्ताद्यन्तविमोहिनी स्फुरतु मे वृन्दावनाधीश्वरी.
In the Samudra Manthan episode, Mother Lakshmi appears from the churning of milk ocean. Then she marries Narayana. Then Samudra Manthan episode is complete after the nectar manifests. Then when the nectar manifested, the Asuras just steal the nectar away and the Devatas are disappointed. Then the Lord appears in Mohini Murti form and takes away the nectar and distributes it to all the Devatas. Now Prabhupada raises a question in the purport. He says, Lakshmi is beautiful or Mohini is beautiful? Compare them. Answer is Mohini is beautiful. Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana is not only the most beautiful amongst all men, he is most beautiful amongst all women also. Right? Even if he takes a woman form, he outsmarts every woman in beauty. But you take that Mohini and make her stand next to Radharani. Now tell me who is more beautiful. Radharani. Not Mohini. Mohini's beauty is insignificant compared to Radharani's beauty. That's what this sloka says. Mohinyamapi nasti medbhutavati ka parvati korvashi. If Mohini cannot match with Radharani's beauty, what to speak of Parvati and Urvashi? That is Radharani's beauty. So let's conclude here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu ki
जय जय हरि हरि
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा.
So after that explosion of Radha and Krishna's divine beauty, we are only 50% dead today. There are 2 more sessions to kill us completely. After Krishna's Nama, Rupa, tomorrow there's Guna and then Leela. So next time we will definitely plan and have Gauranga Darshan Prabhu visit for at least 1 month. Because there's so much more to discuss in here. So thank you very much everyone for coming in, and our Sanatana Nitai Prabhu and Namras Mataji, thank you for hosting this evening. We'll see all of you tomorrow evening for the 3rd session of this seminar. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So beautiful.
No, very nice.